All right.
Yeah, we ended last session just planning on what our next move is gonna be after you
Yeah.
explained that Stella's soul was in the ethereal plane while one of the cat's souls was shunted into her body somehow.
Well, something like you guys didn't get a real explanation. It's clear he doesn't really know what's going on, but apparently she kind of thinks she's a cat,
Well,
but isn't
I'm
like
assuming
meow.
that it's kind of somewhat like there's got to be cat soul in her somehow.
What if
Something.
she's just possessed by a cat? Maybe she's in there.
Somehow even more horrifying.
Man, I just
No.
dragged in a token, and it's a really good thing that you guys couldn't see where I dragged it into because it dragged on like about 5 times the size it should have been.
I think it would have been worse if there was multiple cat souls stuck in the same body.
Oh god.
She
They're
would
all
be
just trying to
complete-
go into different corners of the room.
So Victor said that we need to get her body back here for whatever he intends to do to try to reverse it, but also that he doesn't know how to reverse it, correct?
Yeah, he's so essentially he's got 2 options. You'll be talking to me. He's like, all right, so I'm currently trying to figure out if I should be using the like I can try and repurpose the teleportation circle, or there is a spell in here that should allow us to get to the ethereal plane, but I haven't been able to cast it yet. He's flipping through his spell book.
I'm just gonna ask to go ahead and look through that.
Going through it, it's really it's gonna take you a lot of time to decipher.
I got time.
It's gonna take a long time. Longer than you have right now to decipher. You do see the name Kazan in it though, and it is very old, and if you wish to make any sort of checks on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Kazan is the name of like the original wizard who owned it, or Kazan is someone that is just like noted down?
It's on like the first page.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, can I make like an Arcana check to try to understand like where I could like basically like magically carbon date this thing based off of like the runes and stuff like that to try to determine how old it is?
Do you have Identify?
I don't believe so.
No worries. That's fine. Yeah. Roll me a check.
Hold on, I gotta open Foundry here to get my character sheet up. Here, actually, I know what my plus is, so I'll just roll with the die I have right here. That's a 14 plus 10, so 24.
24. It's hard to date back how far it is with how magical preservation can work, especially for a apparently quite powerful wizard spell book.
I'm less going for like age on like from the physical artifact and more from like a like no one in their right mind has been using these runes for like the last 50 years kind of a thing.
Yeah, this was definitely stuff that probably would have been old around the time your master was teaching you magic.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah. Or like, sorry, around the time he was learning magic.
Yeah.
These are very old. And as you're going through it and you start to notice the binding, you're not entirely convinced this is, say, cow leather.
Yeah. Oh, I do have Identify.
You do have Identify. Yeah, you can ritually cast that, right?
Yeah, I will ritually cast Identify.
Sure thing. This, based on all of the necromancy that you're getting from this.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say that I didn't recognize that name out of character.
Yeah. This is a lich. This is probably a spellbook that would have belonged to a lich at some point.
Or do we happen to have a side tube?
Oh, give me a second.
It's just like based on your 24 and identify, like going through it, seeing the incredibly archaic style, and the fact that Victor seems to have picked up a lot of necromancy from this, as well as just a general necromantic aura.
Sorry, getting the side tube set up.
Also make me a wisdom save.
Oh, goody. Luckily, I'm good at those.
What the fuck?
17.
17. Alright. You definitely feel it. It's hard to tell. You feel something pushing at the edges of your consciousness, but
I'm gonna
Brush it, no
shut the
problem.
book and put it down on the table. And I'm gonna look over at Victor. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna reiterate what I said before. I don't think you're a good person.
he just rolls his eyes. Whatever.
I mean, I gotta kind
So,
of
this is-
agree.
this
I mean,
is,
having a bunch of skeletal cats just littered around the room is
What?
kind of
I found some. They were. I didn't kill the fucking cats.
Yeah,
No,
but
you're just using a
holding onto their
lich's
bodies.
spellbook. You're just using a lich's spellbook that's been bound with human flesh as a plaything.
Oh, and that.
There's not a lot of options to get out of here.
Ever heard of a carriage?
Ever heard
Oh
of
yeah, a
making your
carriage, so
own?
I can go out into what? The forest? I want out of here. I don't want to be in Barovia anymore.
Yeah, cool. So how's that going for you?
Well, I'll figure it out eventually.
Based on what I'm seeing so far, I think you're probably gonna get yourself killed first. But
Well, then I won't be here anymore.
Well, if you get someone else killed in the meantime or in the process, it's not exactly something we want happening. So why don't you just get back to reading your little book and trying to figure out how to fix your friend that you cursed?
What the hell do you think I've been doing?
Sitting here playing with your skeletal cats.
No, I've been trying to figure out how to get her back.
what do you got so far?
Well, so at least I have been able to briefly converse with her. Her actually manifesting and interacting with anything here seems to completely wear her out, and I worry if she does it too much more, she's just going to fade into the ethereal plane.
Okay, so let's just start from the beginning, right? What exactly did you do?
I don't really know.
Okay, well you have the
Oh.
book here, and you can walk me through what you did.
So, well, I've been working on this for a while. He motions to the teleportation circle, but it hasn't been working. And a while back, Lady Walker decided that she wanted her daughter just to be spending more time over here. I think she wanted us to get married. And I ignored her for a while, but she was actually quite nice, and ended up, turns out she also kind of hates it here because it's awful. This place sucks. So we were working together, and she was helping me with this. She didn't really understand the magic, but she was fine, assistant.
Clypeus thinks in her head, not like you understood the magic either, but go on.
Yeah. And well, we've been planning on trying out the circle, and as I was preparing it, I don't really know what happened. I had been turned away and was checking something in the book, and when I turned back, she was just sort of lying there, and near one of the cats in the circle. and when she came to, well, I take it you've seen her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my father demanded she be sent back. He just wanted her gone from here, and well, yeah, that's about all we've been able to do from there. I've tried to contact, I've tried to see about helping, and Lady Walker won't allow me. Like, she won't even talk to me right now.
I mean, understandable.
Insight check.
So that's
Sweet. I believe.
yes. That's about all I've had. That's about all I've found thus far.
Well, you open the spell book and point to exactly what diagrams and what spells you were going off of. Let's start there.
So he goes through it and he shows you some spells for, like, he shows you the etherealness. One
Okay.
that he points out. Like, it takes him. What I will say, him just having to help you decipher these is going to take several hours. But he, like, if you actually want to figure out what's written here, but as a, like, an overview, he's like, I used this for some. I've been attempting, I believe it's etherealness with this based on what this says. This is for a teleportation circle. That's the main thing I've been using.
Okay, so
You do notice that the one issue in here, as you're looking over it, he doesn't seem to have a location room for where the teleportation circle's supposed to be taking him to.
Kind of figured that might be part of the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
I was
like,
gonna. I was gonna say too. It's been a while, so you'll have to remind me on this because I know this out of character, but I don't know what we know in character. I'm aware that Barovia is kind of like a demi-plane of sorts. Like, how much are we aware of that in character?
Not that much.
Because
we
we
are
were able
aware
to
because,
determine.
the Vistani told us that
Right.
it was locked in,
Okay.
and that there were also other demi-planes around that
Yes,
were
that's
like in
true.
the
So you
same
do know it's-
condition.
You do know it's a demi-plane. I believe you know that Strahd is supposed to be the only one that can tell you who can and can't leave.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So
We've
part
also
of your
had contact
problem.
with high mages, so
Part of your problem is definitely going to be that teleportation circles don't take you between demi-planes.
It's like, look, yeah, I know that. That's why it's like, and you look at it, and he has clearly been modifying this as well. This isn't just
Right.
He's like, I've been trying. Like, he even points to, like, there are also spells for teleportation and plane shift in here, which
Right.
he has been trying to pull things from. But obviously, like, he has had no official training.
No, yeah, this guy's jamming shit together, and it's obviously not working.
It's not working, but it's also, he does seem to have. He seems to have much stronger of an understanding of it than you would expect.
Well, I have a feeling I know what that might be, considering I interacted with the book for a couple seconds.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright, well, since Areta has no understanding of any of this conversation, other than there's a person trapped in the ethereal plane, would she know about the ethereal plane?
Areta?
Yeah.
Would Areta have any reason to know anything about the ethereal plane?
So I have something I might be able to do, but it requires me to actually know anything.
I mean,
I
are you
leave- I
asking?
kinda leave-
Because I feel like there's people around you who would have information.
Mhm.
Could be a...
He's like, and he also
All this
holds up
stuff
the
is-
book on the ethereal plane. There isn't a book. There is a book that covers it specifically.
Eclippius, I don't know much about this magic. What is the ethereal plane?
The ethereal plane exists sort of as a mirror to our own. It's always next to us. you just often can't see it and interact with it. It's like a oh, that's a bad description because that's more of the Shadowfell with the Feywild. It's a imagine you were standing in a room and there was a window and you could see the outside. Imagine the outside as the world that you're currently in and everything that you could see through the window as the ethereal plane, but you couldn't pass through the window. And the window's like designed in such a way where 99.9% of the time you can't see through it. It's like it's always there and it's always right next to you, but there's not really interaction between the two things.
I feel like the easier way to describe that would be as no offense, but it would be like if you're looking at a mirror and the mirror instead was a door without a reflection, without your reflection, but it reflects the entire world, and you could just walk through the mirror. You're
The
in
ethereal plane
the
isn't
exact same
necessarily.
world, just
It's not necessarily a reflection of our own world, though. It's its own plane where things are different. It's just it doesn't exist in a different like location than our own plane. If that makes sense. It's basically like two things are overlapped.
Okay. And you said that she's stuck in there? What would happen to someone in that situation?
How long has it been?
Hold on, let
couple
me check.
weeks, isn't it?
Let's
Like
see.
a week and a half or something.
Something like that. We'll go with that for now. Let me check.
Well, partially it would depend on if she's encountered anything, because there are things that are in the ethereal plane.
I mean, she
Um,
was just able to, like, affect stuff over here, like, 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
So it has been, yeah, it's been about 2 weeks.
Okay. I mean, she's probably losing parts of her sanity from the fact that she can barely interact with anything. But she can probably see most things. I mean, that would drive most people mad, especially if you didn't fully understand what was going on. What was asking Victor? What was your intent by trying to cross teleportation circle with etherealness? What was the intent behind that decision?
Well, the etherealness I've started using now, it seemed, well, from what I could tell, it was the only plane that it was the easiest one to access.
You
So
were trying
if
to
we
use
could-
it as a pass between, basically.
Yes,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, that's a good place to start.
Um,
Right. So you said if we're gonna.
1 second, can you make me a just make me like a history check?
History check? Okay.
Actually, no, you have perfect memory, right?
Yes, I do.
So you would remember that you have dealt with something else already in Barovia that has used the ethereal plane to its advantage. And that being
You'll
night
have to
hacks.
remind me. Oh, gotcha.
They
Okay.
can at will transport between the ethereal plane.
Right. Okay, interesting.
And yeah.
Well, if we're gonna do anything, we are going to need her physical body here. And it's gonna take me a while to figure anything out. And I imagine it's gonna take a lot of talking to convince anyone to make that meeting happen. So how about I stay here and work on this while you guys try to figure out how to get her here.
Victor's like, well, actually, there is one other idea I had.
Go for it.
He pulls out his book, the one from Mordenkainen, that covers the different that covers what's going on in the that covers the ethereal plane.
Mhm.
And he's like, I'm pretty confident, like, at least based on I was talking to Stella that there has been a night hag that's been lurking around Velaki recently.
Yes, we encountered
And,
them.
They're a
and
bunch
if
of
we
bitches,
could, if
don't
we
trust
could,
them.
if we could trace back to where her coven is, we might be able to get their heartstone. And that could allow all of us to go to the ethereal plane.
So I believe we know where that is.
Yes, you guys do know where that is.
That's not that might be a harder trek than trying to figure this out.
So,
All right,
Oh,
so
guys, I've come full circle. I think we can take the hags.
what I was trying to get to, and it's been a while. Can Polos interact with her?
Oh, that's a good question.
oh,
Because I assume by this point, if Polos can, he probably would have.
oh, that is a fair point. I hadn't even considered that. Yes, I would say Polos definitely could interact with her. He is a very good boy.
In which case, I, despite having no reason to know favored enemy undead, would eventually be able to track her around in here.
Yeah. Totally.
Is she undead?
Are you undead if you're just visiting?
I was gonna
I'm
say I
not
don't
sure
really-
how undead works with, but I would figure tracking ghosts is no different than tracking someone who's trapped in the ethereal.
Well, Colin, this goes back to the question of how long can you be on vacation somewhere before you just live there?
90 days.
Depends on what.
That's how long the limits you
That's
can
how long
travel
when
with
you-
an automatic visa is.
I was gonna say it depends on which government body you're trying to get around.
Yeah.
What's Strahd's visa process look like?
Ooh, you'll have to go ask him. Maybe that'd be a good
Strahd's
thing to ask
immigration
during dinner.
policy is very forceful.
His immigration policy is you're here now and you can't leave, bitch. It's basically a prison sentence. That's his immigration policy.
It's
Oh
just
God, we're in
Australia.
fucking
Yeah.
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but I watched a video of someone like satirically arguing for that policy and calling it the inverse wall. Like go kidnap people and bring them to your country. That's your immigration policy.
No, that's Japan.
Isn't that how extradition policies work?
Yeah.
Or treaties? Or...
Honestly, if the states did that, I wouldn't have to go through the visa process. But
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
But alright. Interview in 3 days?
Don't. I am in so much pain. There are so many documents.
Paperwork.
Yeah, there's been so much paperwork.
Oh yeah,
that you
I
never
was
had to see.
occupied by the baby situation, by the way. That's my
we-
I
excuse.
figured.
Yeah.
Colin,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, it's probably the baby situation. We're not gonna wait. We're just gonna.
Yeah, I thought they were getting out on Saturday, but they yeah.
No
Also,
worries.
now that Colin's
how's
here,
baby?
can Colin see
Baby's great.
weird ethereal plane things?
I don't think so.
I don't know how
can-
I don't know how the phantom thing works.
Yeah, it's most. I don't. There's no like. I don't get any specific ghost-related abilities.
He just can make them scream, and it hurts people. He's Wish.com Rahadin.
Damn.
F.
How's the baby?
Baby's good. Very tiny. A lot of family over, so I honestly haven't gotten that much chance to say hi to the baby. It's
Makes
mostly been
sense.
dealing with the dogs.
The dumb babies.
The dumb babies.
The dumb
yeah,
babies.
For
Yeah.
babies.
Like they interacted with the baby a little bit, gave it a little sniff, sniffed its butthole a little bit, and they're friends now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The small human.
Yeah. There's a lot of family.
You now have probably 3 Toms in your house right now.
Yep, there are
Yep.
currently 3 Toms in my house, which I just want to say I voted against that. Not that that would have ever mattered. Not that I had any say in it, but I made clear my opinion whether they wanted it or not.
I like how they made clear that they vetoed all of our names, and then he named it after.
Yeah, I know.
Any of us thought they were going to name their baby after one of us.
It's like they technically did. I'm gonna call him TJ or just Tommy.
Yeah, he
But I
can
still
go
like
back
to
to being
call him
Tommy on
Thomas
like,
sometime.
yeah.
No wait, we should have. I'm gonna start calling Tom Old Tom. Your hands on this little guy.
My book? I found it in
Yeah.
the library.
Which library?
The library I have been stopped from going to.
No,
okay,
Clippius,
I need
you've
to
definitely
open
been to the library
Well, no,
before.
No, I tried to go, and then Maurice tried to murder a shopkeep. Dragged away.
For what it's worth, you actually have walked into his library. His office is the library.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the library in town, like the bookstore.
Where?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
no. This is. He's like, no, sorry. I found a bunch of other books. It was stored in
Oh,
some boxes up in the attic for some reason.
Gotcha.
Where's the Foundry links and whatnot?
It's Roll20.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, sorry, I cannot be
No,
bothered instead of Foundry.
yeah. Like, since I'm just using the D&D Beyond thing anyway to make my rolls, it doesn't actually make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I still need to find when Tom has 5 free minutes so he can verify the 2-factor authentication. Are you having fun with that? What's that? Clamp?
Oh. Okay, I don't usually have my camera on, alright? I fidget. I'm a fidgeter.
You know, it's funny. You keep holding it up like you're trying to show it to us.
No,
so
I
felt
just-
like you were trying to make a point with the clamp.
No, I genuinely just am a fidgeter, and I
No,
don't
it's
usually have
fine.
my camera on.
I
bought-
fidget. What do you think I'm doing when you guys can't see? I'm just fidgeting with
Yeah.
shit out of line
Smoking
of
weed.
sight. Yeah.
I totally mistook that as a tape measure.
It's a glue clamp. I got it because somehow we had no glue clamps at the house.
Huh.
I know.
That took forever for that insight to pop up on my roll 20.
Yeah, same.
Because I had to open roll 20.
Who is inciting who?
I don't know.
I was
Tartek
insight
just rolled a
checking.
nat 1 on an insight check.
I was insight checking
Great
the
start.
library. Like, just that sounded like a ridiculous answer to me. But
No,
I guess.
he corrected himself to be. He found it in the attic
Oh, okay.
among some
okay.
other old books.
Yeah.
Well, out of curiosity,
You've been in the attic for a while. Did you see any other books while you were there?
Sadly not. Trust me, I have looked through all of them in great detail. I
Oh, no,
grabbed
he was
the two
asking-
interesting.
he was asking Elpis, not Victor.
Oh,
Well, I woke up maybe. What would that have been? Like I probably woke
Like-
up after Stella, the whole Stella thing
yeah.
happened.
It's been like a week.
Yeah, like probably less than like 5 days.
Actually, no. It's been
was-
about. It probably happened a couple of days after the thing with Stella because he had been just sort of trying to figure out what the fuck you were in the background, and then the thing with
probably
Stella
threw a
happened, and
bunch
he's
of
like,
necromancy at me. See what
Yeah.
stuck. Like
he's like, man, maybe like can the same thing work on non-bones? Like, what about plants?
I'd like to reiterate, I don't think this guy's a good guy.
Oh.
Ironically contrasting that, Tarmak's gonna go up and be like, listen, kid, you know, I'm not one to judge. I see you got a lot of interesting stuff around here. I see you made a bit of a mess here, but you know what? I just wanted to say, you're trying to clean up that mess, and that's what matters, all right? So I just want to say, you know, good on you for trying to clean up the mess. So
Thank you. Although that
here
won't
to help
matter,
you
like,
out.
because I'm pretty sure she's either going to get eaten by something or just kind of fully fade away in the next week. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm freaking out a little right now.
Good. That means you're not a sociopath, and we're here to help.
Yeah, I might get in trouble. No, I'm kidding.
I'm trying to convince him that he's a good person. Maybe it'll.
You notice he doesn't really seem to care about that much.
I know.
He's not that interested in your opinion.
I know.
For the record, this is less Clippius being like, oh, you're like a horrible, absolutely detestable person, and more so like, Ew, you're an untrained wizard doing magic that you shouldn't be doing. Ew.
Ew.
And it's
Gross.
somehow working too, which is like the really like what the fuck part.
You do also remember he did mention offhandedly something about him getting a couple of servants to try and help, and no idea what happened to them.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
he did say one of them just completely disappeared.
Both of them.
I didn't know there
This
was
is why we
told-
don't. This is why we don't give sorcerers access to fucking spellbooks, man.
Honestly, I'm just happy. I was expecting to find a pile of corpses in this room, and I'm honestly just relieved.
I'm just surprised that Clypeus has not considered maybe his brain has a little voice telling him things.
Oh, it's considered. Because I think that voice tried to talk to me for a second.
Oh yeah, to answer Aretta's question, I didn't have a lot of chance to move around. As Elpis is like slowly kind of shuffling to put anyone in between her and Aretta. Just I can still look up for them, but it's like she can still look past them, but it's just like, yeah, I haven't really been able to find a lot of books. I did knock down a box once, and I think that, and also I spooked the cat, and then the cat attacked me.
Wait, you did what to the cat?
I spooked the cat.
Oh. I thought you
But-
just said you spit at a cat, and I was very concerned as to A, why you would spit at a cat, and B, that you have spit because you're made of wood.
So,
So,
She sapped at a cat.
Ah.
so
oh
Gary.
god, I just ugh.
Okay, so Gary,
Yes.
Whispers of the Dead, right?
Yes.
Whenever I finish a short or long rest, nearby spirits whisper, like a ghostly presences whisper into my ear and share knowledge with me. And that's
Okay.
how I change proficiencies, right?
Yes.
If I were to take a short rest, would I maybe be able to pick up a little bit of my ghost radar?
If you ask a question, I will, and make a check, I will give it a chance to work.
Okay.
But that
let
will
me-
be in exchange for the proficiency from that short rest.
Okay.
In the meantime,
But
I think
I'm not super restrictive on the number of short rests you could take. I'll let you take
Yeah.
another one shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Just as long as you're willing to spend about an hour.
So I guess while you guys continue to talk to him, Tarmac will start doing that, trying to sit
Tarmac
down.
sets up like his little
um,
like seance thing.
Which, like, you guys are probably confused about because, Tarmac was scared of ghosts this whole time, but he's like, if it's for a job, I'll try and pull through.
so Clypeus, would people in the ethereal plane be able to hear us?
Theoretically, so long as there is nothing on the other side preventing
No.
communication.
They would not be able to hear you. You would know that.
I
They
don't think that's true, actually.
from what I understand, at least how this is currently set up, they can't hear you, they can see you.
Okay,
At least
well,
that's how it's working for this.
Okay.
if they
Maybe
can
in the
only
wider lore that
see-
might not be how it works, but in
Her
for
cochlear...
this campaign that's gonna be how it functions.
If they can only see us, do we have a chalkboard somewhere?
Victor will pipe it like I have been able to there is a mirror downstairs that I haven't been able to get up here, but there is something up with it. I've been trying to figure it out. It already had some sort of communication set up with a different spirit, but I've been able to hijack it to communicate with Stella. And
So why haven't you brought the mirror up here?
because it's a giant fucking mirror, how am I gonna get that up the stairs?
You can ask some of your
It's like a
servants
full,
to
like,
do
it's
it,
like
or
a
you
full
send them
body
up
length
here.
mirror.
Never mind.
I like raise my hand in the background. Question, how did you bring me up the stairs?
Stella actually helped me with that one.
Wow, she is very strong.
It took a really long time. We hoisted you through the window.
Oh, good lord. Can we do the same thing with the mirror?
It's downstairs in my mother's dressing room, so not really, unless you
Oh.
can be really stealthy.
Yeah, women get real persnickety about their mirrors.
It's also like right behind my dad's office.
My alternative thinking was that we could.
But sorry, where I was going is she can read lips. Apparently, she never bothered to tell me that before, but I guess she can read lips. So she's been able to at least sort of pick up on what's happening. I don't know if she's around right now, though.
Well, if the mirror's out of the question, my thinking was we could at least set up a yes or a no thing by having Polo sit in an area.
It's not necessarily out of the question. It's just it's a little risky to spend too long there. And I'll have to try and communicate with her to let her know to be somewhere where I can communicate with. But no, wait, I set up the connection and that's fine. Sorry. But yeah, I should be able to get it to work as long as she's not too exhausted. It's, from what I can tell, it's been very taxing to try and keep everything together.
Also, what did I miss?
Not
This.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what was the bit about the hag?
Oh,
He
hags.
basically just told us that if we were to find a heartstone, which night hags tend to have in their coven, then we would be able to just all of us go to the ethereal plane, grab what's her face, and come back.
He's mentioned that there seems to have been. He heard from Stella that there seems to be one that's been hanging around the ethereal plane in Velaki recently.
I mean, this does raise the bigger question of something is likely holding her there as a result of the spell. So it might not be just as simple as going there and like just bringing her back. Like we might need to be breaking some sort of like hold, basically.
I guess
Not too
my
fun, right?
Tarmac's gonna get one question, right?
You can. It depends on what you're trying to ask. I might give you a couple, especially since you're giving up proficiency.
Yeah, I think I'd start with like if I'm getting more than one question, I would start with what's your name, just in case.
Yeah, give me 3 questions.
Well, so what I was trying to get at is that we could get a potentially unlimited number of yes or no questions, and then have Tarmac ask complicated questions.
Yeah, because if Areta can just get Polos to follow...
Polos can just sit in a location, so if we have 2 spots for a yes or a no, we can ask yes or no questions. And then I feel that's less of a waste of Tarmac's ability of actually getting communication. Unless somebody has a better idea. Sorry, I have to voice these things because people keep on ignoring what I'm saying.
Sorry. Yeah, let's. That sounds like a great idea.
Stella, are you there?
You get a from Polos. Well, okay. How are you setting? Like, how do you want this communication to work? Like, what do you?
Well,
how do you want
I
this
feel
to happen?
the simplest thing would be if we had like a, let's say, this space right here. Can I highlight anything? There we go.
Okay.
Would be like if Polo sat there, then that would be a yes, and if Polo sits like there, then that would be like a no.
Works for me. I'll just give you a yes or no's from now on. I just want to get an image of how you were doing this.
I suppose we could put it's complicated in the middle, but that's just gonna be
unsure. Relationship status. It's complicated. Fucking Facebook. God.
Honestly, including it's complicated as an option was just so ballsy that
It
I
really
almost
was.
respect
honestly, it seems like a smart idea for engagement because it's going to drive people to interact with the drama.
Yeah, drive people to drink. Anyway, sorry.
What was the first question again?
Stella, are you there?
Polis waits around for a minute and you do not get a response. Victor's like, didn't you say she had tried to communicate with you guys earlier? She may just be too worn out to be able to. She might just be hiding and trying to recover. Like I said, we might have to come back later. It takes all of her energy to do anything here, and she's having to try and hide from the monsters and stuff. That there's ghosts and other spirits, and not all of them are friendly.
One more point of clarification before we move on from Victor. When he was talking about them performing this ritual, he talked about her assisting in it. Was she casting anything or attempting to cast anything, or was he doing all the casting?
He was like right now I was doing all the casting. She was just helping me arrange the gather ingredients, arrange the circles. She did write some of the runes. She has good handwriting. Just showed her what to write. It allowed me to prepare other things and make sure I had spells memorized.
If we want, why doesn't...
Are you fucking raising your hand?
Elpis is very well mannered. She just kind of raises her hand in the background again. You did say that the bringing her body, trying to put her in there sounds like the simplest option.
We're gonna need to find a way to
we're gonna need her
get her from the
body back, anyways.
We're gonna need her body, and we're going to need we're gonna need to set up some sort of connection to the ethereal plane and her, so that we can actually draw her back.
Well, for now, why don't Clipius and Tarmac stay here, because you guys are the two brainy ones who can do magic shit, whereas Areta and I can go talk to Fiona to see if we can convince her somehow to give us her daughter.
I also am probably going to need Victor to stay here to walk me through further what he did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Elpis, would you prefer to stay here or come with us?
I don't know if I don't know if people outside usually.
You should probably stay here.
I mean, I will say, if they're willing to put up with Areta in the streets, you'll probably be fine.
I was gonna say,
I just like the idea of Elpis just for the rest of the campaign wearing the ghost sheet.
just the sheet. I'd be down.
Tarmac just
one of those terrible Scooby-Doo disguises.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it would be...
Elpis was Old Man Jenkins?
Yeah. I just feel like it would be a very weird image to see a blind man being followed by a ivy goat lady and just an ivy mannequin lady.
The three weirdest party members traveling together.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those things where it's just like... This makes Kuvir being blind just go out the window. Now there's these two.
Kuvir's just happy that he's not the weirdest bitch in the room anymore.
I don't know if
I'm pretty
Kuvir
sure
was ever really
someone
the weirdest
losing
bitch
their
in the room,
eyes is
considering we
probably
had
normal,
Maurice.
probably in this world comparatively, considering how dangerous everything is.
Well, I actually do want to head outside as well, just to see what's changed. So, yeah, I'll keep my sheet with me though, just in case.
Since Tarmac was sort of the first person to talk to Elpis, as you guys are heading out, Tarmac's gonna go over to Retta and sort of tap on Retta's shoulder and be like, make sure you take care of Elpis. She doesn't seem to know that much. She mentioned she thought invisibility was a time of the month thing, and just a few other things that made me a little concerned. And I didn't detect any deception in that, so just, take her under your thorny wing, if you can.
Elpis, can she be trusted?
We have Elpis, who's fucking terrified of Aretta, and Aretta being told
Oh, wait, I missed that. Is
to take
Elpis
care of
terrified of
Elpis.
Aretta?
Elpis is terrified
Did I
of
see
Aretta.
that?
Elvis has been like
Okay.
trying to like kind
I
of
would have gone
put
to Cuvier
anyone else
then.
between.
Oh,
her
Cuvier's
Okay,
already
I will-
walking out, just
Oh, God.
expecting that Elvis and Aretta are probably gonna follow after.
And
In
it
that
does
case-
not help that Aretta is giving Elpis a bit of side eye this entire time, which may to Elpis be like, I'm gonna try to eat her, but
Oh god, she looks hungry.
If Cuvier is not an option, then I will tell Aretta to pass that message along to Cuvier.
I'm pretty sure Cuvier could hear it, but...
I could.
Take Elpis under your thorny wing, Cuvier.
Tarmac has a soft spot for kids and for people that seem to be
Slower.
Children.
children. That's why he gave his dagger to the
The child.
yeah. You know,
Oh no.
we're in Child needs a dagger in these parts.
Like London.
You did, yeah, I think it was Arabella you gave the
Yeah.
dagger to.
Yeah. And then
And
that makes
Irina.
me think
But, like, as you guys are... Yeah, and Irina. Irina's not a child.
Yeah, but he definitely gave a dagger to her.
He did give her a dagger, but he also told her to kill herself with it. That's the difference between...
That's the
her and
point,
children.
Terry. That is why I brought it up.
I broached the possibility that may be an option.
Remember, if all else seems hopeless, you have one option left that you can take.
Although, I will say, technically, in the point of the story that we are currently at, he has not said that yet.
This is true.
that is
What?
literally like when we rejoin, like when this little interlude rejoins with the main story, the very next night or whatever is when Tarmac gives Irina the knife.
No. It was before we even arrived in Vallaki.
It was after, I think, the interaction where Clypeus had her blood drank.
That was like the night before Vallaki
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
so-
Clypeus
but
had
we're-
her blood drained.
Yeah, we're in
Yeah,
Vallaki right now.
We're in Vallaki. This is an extra magical day that has been inserted. So it
I
has
feel
happened
like
at this
the
point.
more we try to define the timeline, the more confusing it becomes.
Yeah, let's just... This
Moving
is
on.
a timey-wimey bullshit.
This is the straight to home video for this anime, and no
Yeah,
one knows
this is-
when the fuck this happened.
No
This
one
is
talks
this
about
is the this is the bringing back the getting everyone used to things. Also, what I will say is we're at the point in this where I will let you guys, we can continue to finish this out, or since you have a weak timeline, if you decide that your solution wants to be you go deal with the hags, you can do that. So
All right, raise your hand if you want to die this session.
You can't see me, but I'm not raising my hand.
Okay, so we have 2 to deal with the hags this session.
I'm raising my hands because I want to die, but not in character.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one
Tarmac wants to
person
live.
in
Colin
favor
doesn't.
of dying to the hags this session.
I just got here.
Well, you just entered this session. You can always just leave.
I mean,
I'll see
you
what
guys
it's
need a new innocent creature to get killed by the hags when you go visit them. You have
Well,
Elvis. She's the hag sacrifice.
Anyway, pass that message along to Cuvier for me, please. I'm sure she'll take it well coming from me. That's why I went to Aretta first.
I'm gonna give Tarmac a wave as I kind of hurriedly follow Cuvier out.
Oh man, that's gonna go great.
With an interest of not delaying the actual meat of the session, you encounter no difficulties leaving the.
Oh, I was really looking forward to Raccoon 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I can't. I can't. Not again.
Unfortunately, I am
Also-
out of the ability to cast that spell.
Also, did you guys see that Bagel had posted somebody signed this raccoon the morning of that session?
Yep.
That was like magical.
He's in the server.
Okay. Anyway,
So, yeah. After they leave, you're sitting there, he's running through, and he's like, honestly, I think the easiest way might just be for us to make a deal with the hags. They can bring her back they can facilitate this.
I'm hearing
I
a
know
lot
there's
of
one here.
I'm hearing a lot of we and a you deal.
I'll make a deal with the hags.
Let me ask you, because I just feel as though that it's, I should do something to probably prevent this.
And of course, the only person who has made a deal with the hag and could literally tell him exactly what happened has just left.
Well, you know
What
what?
do
You guys could be hearing this as you're leaving. You would mention that. But yeah, please continue, Clippius.
What do you know about making deals with hags?
Well, he pulls out the book. I know they cannot be trusted, and they'll follow the letter of their deal.
Right, yeah.
And that they're going to try and screw me over and ruin my life. But I've
Yes.
basically done that already. So
Okay,
if I could bring her back and my life just continues to be shit, that's probably fine. I'll figure something out later. Give it long enough, I'll probably be able to kill the hags myself.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is a temporary solution, or a permanent solution to a temporary problem here.
If I have a week and then she's probably gone forever. And
Yes.
it's literally my fault.
That is true. I'm not discrediting that, and I'm not saying that that's an option that we should take off the table. I guess more what I'm asking is, what do you think that you could offer them that they would want in return for helping you with this? And I want you to think about what damage they could do with whatever it is that you offer them.
I've got a suggestion. Carmax.
He's like, he looks like he obviously has not thought about what.
Also, have I gotten my questions yet?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's 1 second. What is your suggestion, and then we'll deal with your questions.
Okay. All right. What you said about making a deal with the hags, right?
Yes.
And what Clippius said about there very likely being something holding her there. And the very sudden...
Potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And we know that there's been a hag wandering around the ethereal plane nearby.
I see where you're going.
Perhaps. And Clippius, I know I'm suggesting this, so it must sound insane coming from me. One hag, outside of their lair, comes out of the ethereal plane to make a deal. Probably has whatever device or magical item she used to enter the ethereal plane on her.
I don't think it's a device. I think it's an innate ability.
Ah, shit.
It is an innate ability. They create and keep a heartstone, and so it's an item that they can use. Hold on, let me pull up the exact details because it's a little.
Would we know
confusing.
this?
You have a book that has
book.
the information.
I would like.
I cast read.
So
the
are we
fucking
supposed
book.
to read lore book?
Like, reading the book explains the book.
Why do you think Clippius is here?
All right.
She's the book
So
reader.
basically, they an object that they night hags tend to have several artifacts that they use for different things that allow them to project their powers and to seal the soul, siphon off the nightmares of mortals, stuff like that. One of these objects is a heartstone. It can be used in a ritual that will allow up to 10 people to travel to and from the ethereal plane within a given amount of time. The hags themselves can just go back and forth to the through the ethereal plane, essentially at will. To stop them from doing that, you would require something like a magic circle or some kind of binding
Plane of
ritual,
lock or something.
or some sort of binding ritual. Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to pin the hag down in any way, is my only concern. If we had some way to pin the hag down, we could. Tarmak's gonna get in really close and whisper this, just in case. We could set up to make the deal, and then the rest. Victor could set up to make the deal, and the rest of us ambush the hag.
So, slight counterpoint to that could also, whispering this back to Tarmac, that could throw a wrench into this whole thing, is if the hag is aware that she's there, there's a possibility the hag is holding a hand and keeping her there.
Like, not woofing away, you mean?
No, I mean keeping Stella in the ethereal plane in order to rouse out a deal, potentially.
Yeah, so that's what I was suggesting is Victor goes to her with a deal, but we ambush. It's a fake deal.
But she could just hop immediately into the ethereal plane and run away.
That's the missing piece here.
Yeah.
What if Aretta's dog just bites onto her hand real hard?
I don't think it works like that.
Don't think that worked the last time we fought the hags.
Is it the kind of magic you can dispel or counter?
Probably not.
It's an innate ability, unfortunately. There needs to be something physically preventing them.
You said that Clypeus traveled through the plains, right?
Yeah, in her teachings.
I mean, this is a fucking long shot. But, you would know that there is equipment that does that.
I mean, for the most part, when Clypeus did it, it would have been through her master casting,
what, you don't have the ability to cast 6th level spells yet?
Wait, yeah.
No.
I must have missed this. How
at level 9, I believe.
Okay, so sorry, I'm reading over. The hags each would have one of their heartstones on them, but it is the conduit for them to be able to do it. So you could, if you manage to trap and kill the hag, that would work.
Okay, so wait, is it
But you have to
stupid
trap.
analogy. Is this basically like the Infinity Gauntlet, where they could do it at will, but if they lose hold on it, they...
Kind of, yeah. It is something they keep on them. So, yeah, in theory, you could get it off of them, although it takes very little effort for them to blink back into the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
It could be possible to take it from them. Yeah. And that's not really an escape mechanism that can be stopped.
So you need a surprise round, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and need to somehow get that Hearthstone in that surprise round, right? Live life or death. How I must have missed it.
Or
How
have
were they
somebody
entering
else
the
in
ethereal plane in the first place?
Stella in them?
Yeah.
A combination of a modified teleportation circle and etherealness is a spell.
And he was trying to figure out a way to get them out, and something went wrong.
He didn't actually see the accident. His back was turned at the time. So
They tried to make a working car and were surprised when the gasoline exploded and they fell over.
Basically, yeah.
Hey Victor, this is a long shot, but I I'm just crossing my my T's and dotting my I's here. In your communications that you've had with Stella, has she shown any proof that it's actually Stella you're communicating with? And not just
Um,
somebody posing as her? Like, has she passed knowledge along that only she would know?
I mean, she certainly seemed like Stella whenever we interacted. She knew what we were doing, what we were working on, and offered ideas.
Can you think of
Um,
anything that only she would know?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't actually know her that well.
Okay. Worth a shot.
I will say, since we're talking about binding rituals, there are binding rituals in here, and well, sorry, not in the book. I've struggled with the ones in here, but I have communicated with Stella, and there is one that seems to prevent even movement through the ethereal plane that is surrounding Walker House. Actually, Stella's tried to get back to her body and has been unable to because of this, or not even get back to her body, but like to try and communicate with her mother.
Interesting. Okay.
So
That's good to know.
That's a possibility, I suppose.
Would I be familiar with what he's talking about? Or is that like totally out of the realm of anything I've
Closest
ever heard
thing
of?
you're familiar with would be Magic Circle.
Yeah. That'll be a big fucking circle.
Yeah.
Or a weird hallowed spell variation
Yeah.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
Set up the deal.
We know that the church is on hallowed ground, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Set up the deal to happen in Walker House somehow.
I mean, I don't think the Voctors are going to really welcome a hag in there, and I don't think a hag's going to want to come into town.
Also, the hag wouldn't be able to enter the place.
Well, they would
Ethereally.
be able to. Yeah, that was I was thinking is like, do it to try and get him to leave the ethereal plane, not necessarily to trap them there, but just to get him to have to be there physically. But that's a hard sell, huh?
Victor, you would have a better idea of this than I would. You're more familiar with the politics around here. Who would want to see Stella return to normal? Like, who could we rely on as potential allies here?
I mean, one of the only people that, I hate to say it, but the only people that would really be willing to put much effort towards it would probably be myself and her mother.
Okay.
The problem is her mother is not. This is going to be very difficult to convince her mother of. I've tried to talk to her before. She flatly does not trust or believe me.
Okay.
Right.
Counter thing then. Are you aware of anyone in the town who has a dislike of the hags?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know there were hags until Stella told me there was one that's been hanging around in the ethereal plane. It's, if I understand right, it's been around the orphanage recently. It's mostly been around the orphanage.
Do we want to swap on over to party group number 2 for a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. The rest of you guys, where are you going?
To Walker's house.
All right. I also, you guys are allowed to be there for that conversation we just had. If you guys had any input or questions, this started right as you guys were leaving. Because if you're going to Walker House, it wouldn't make sense to have sent you and then have the conversation about Walker House. Sorry, I thought that was clear. I apologize if it was not.
I did, but I just assumed that we were walking away, so that's fine.
What would you like to add?
No, as in I don't remember exactly what was said. So when I would jump in.
Oh, okay. But
okay,
yeah.
So we were there for that conversation then.
You guys were there. I'm sorry. I thought you were. Yes, I apologize. I said that right at the start. I might have said it quietly though. Because it wouldn't make much sense to send you guys to go deal with Lady Wachter without having understood the plan.
I mean, either way, our plan from the get-go was we go to Lady Wachter and just tell her, hey, we need
Yeah.
a kid.
Who was it that had the best interaction with her? I know Clippius had a good interaction with her.
Yeah, I had a pretty good one.
Because you accepted the poison from her.
So,
I honestly do not remember.
alright. I'm gonna
That's
roll a Arcana check. Nope,
Be right
okay.
back.
Won't say anything.
All right. So, you guys head to Wachter House. You're familiar with it's still a grand estate, but has clearly felt the passage of time and the damp Barovian atmosphere. Just there's just a hint of rot about it, and just age.
Cuvier performs the super secret knock of knock 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 on the door.
Her butler opens it, and one moment closes the door, leaves for a few minutes, comes back. Lady Wachter has invited you in.
We enter.
Can I, like, as we're entering, can I kind of like ask? Can I kind of sidle up to Cougar? It's like, so who is this? A nice lady?
No.
Good.
Accurate.
Yeah. Don't trust anything she says, but don't give away that you don't trust anything she says. Don't make any promises either, because she's not trustworthy. Yeah.
Get her daughter's body. Wouldn't that involve promises?
I'm saying you don't make any promises. I can lie my ass off.
I have seen people give gift giving. I mean, to be fair, I can't tell if it was gifts or I think it was called a bribe, but
Essentially
could
the same
also
thing in some
be a
scenarios.
thing, just in case.
Basically all our plan is right now is to walk in, tell her, hey, if you want your daughter to get better, we need to take her to the place where the curse was laid in order to return her back to her usual self. And unfortunately, she is not allowed with us.
So, Wendy, can you drop your character token here where I'm pinging?
Cheers.
Thank you.
Although perhaps we can say that.
Why is the ping still going?
Term.
That was my ping.
Oh. Yeah. What were you saying?
I said perhaps we could say that in a nicer way.
I mean, yeah, I'm just talking to you guys right now. I'm gonna either put on my super smarmy I'm willing to say anything voice, or I'm just gonna let you talk to her. Depends on how it goes.
So she's going to.
Also,
Lady
that
Wa-
dude's not listening in through the fireplace again, is he?
No, in fact, I was gonna. His token's still there,
No.
but she's going to invite you to this back sitting room.
Sweet.
And oh God, why does everything look so evil? I'm not gonna even show you her token. It's too evil.
Oh god, I know what Lady Wachter looks like, and it's awful.
Everyone has evil tokens.
I mean, you've seen Rosenthorn. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, these innocent children who need no, those are fucking demon children.
Yeah. So
Gary,
like-
do all the NPCs laugh at you when they're finished talking in a specifically Dark Souls
Yeah,
fashion?
Yeah, they don't really answer any questions, and they answer cryptically and then laugh menacingly. The end of every dialogue. Yes, welcome. Is there something? Do you have news for me? Have you perhaps changed your mind on our last discussion?
No, but we have news regarding how we can fix your daughter. Unfortunately,
No.
you're not gonna like it, but unfortunately, it is the only way that we can actually save her.
Okay, what are you suggesting? She looks at you incredulously.
And I motion to myself, Aretta, and Elpis, need to be the ones to take her body back to the source of where the curse got placed.
And where would that be exactly?
We need to do a complicated procedure where we're gonna have to extract. Apparently, the curse happened because she somehow got sent to a different dimension where it's like a mirror that you look in, but you're not there.
You could. She holds up her hand
Aretta,
to
stop
stop
trying
you
to explain it.
from explaining this. She's like, "You can answer that in a minute." When I
She got
asked you what was
trapped
going
in
on,
a
I asked you
teleportation
where.
chamber.
Where
It's
are
in
you
a
taking her?
teleportation chamber. She got teleported.
Excellent. Where though? Where are you taking her?
To the teleportation chamber.
Where is the
do not
teleportation
understand
chamber?
that teleportation takes you elsewhere. We are going to a teleportation chamber and going elsewhere to find your daughter.
I know of no teleportation chambers in this town.
Because it's a super fucking weird one that is not
Then you can
professionally
tell me.
made. Unfortunately, no, we fucking can't. And we can't do that because
Then I will not trust you with my daughter if I do not know
then
where
your
she's
daughter's
going.
gonna fucking die.
I do,
You have less
I
than
do
a
not
week.
believe you. You
Her
have
spirit
given me
is in
no
the-
evidence
Her
except
spirit
for
is in the astral plane right now, withering away as we speak.
Etheric, but yes.
Ethereal plane. Yes, I definitely knew that. Sorry.
Well then, at least I know where to start. Or if you were willing to be forthright with me, perhaps this would be easier on all of us. You'll have to excuse me. My son, she was the last. I consider her more likely to be able to carry on the legacy of this house than the others. You cannot blame me for being cautious with her. And besides, the last time I sent her away on something like this is how she came back. I have no reason to trust you guys on this. You have done nothing for me. Except now you will want me to give you my daughter to take her to somewhere that I don't know where you are taking her. And you are giving me... And besides, I assume it was Victor that did this?
Gary, can I do an insight check
Yes.
on her to see
Yes.
if, like, basically in all of our interactions, would it just make things worse if I told her it's in the Baron's cellar, or like, I know it's the attic, but like, if it's in an old locked up basement that was recently uncovered, if I specifically said that it was Stella who worked together with Victor, would she believe that? And like, would it make things?
That's going to take a persuasion check.
No, like I'm trying to see like if that would be a good idea. I'm
Make
not
an
actually
insight-
saying
no,
it.
Oh yeah, make an insight check.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, make you. I meant for like to actually convince her that it's a good idea, because her believing it's a good idea is going to come down to what you roll as well. Insight check. You have no idea. It could hurt things. She already seems pretty unwilling to help if she doesn't know what's going on.
Alright, Fiona, you want to know the truth? Your daughter did this to herself. She was working with Victor to try to get out of fucking Barovia. They set up a teleportation circle themselves. By the way, I know this because Victor was unable to lie with me at the time. I'm very good at magic, by the way. Basically, I'm just gonna like try to tell her like what happened. Say like They were working together. They tried to make a teleportation circle because they fucking hate being here. And like, I want to be as like blunt as possible, but try
Make me a
to
persuasion check.
not blame Victor. Like, because right now she blames Victor. I want to take the blame away from Victor and say she was part of this choice, like decision.
Make a
And the
persuasion
only
check.
way that we can like help her is to trust the person that she has not trusted, because she
All right.
doesn't have the full picture of what happened.
Sounds good.
God, I don't want to have to use blips. I'm using fucking blips.
All right. 11. Is that what you're going with?
No. So if I use blips, does it just make it a 12 if I roll higher, or is it like what I?
I'll give you one more roll.
It's like so like one more roll at
It's
disadvantage,
just one.
or just one.
One more. Like. What would be the most reasonable? Brian, you're used to this. How would you do this in this situation? Like, what do you normally do with these? Someone wants to use blips on a roll they had disadvantage on. Oh. Everyone's muted. I'll give you another roll at disadvantage, but you can choose the higher of the two.
So it's either going to be
That's-
11 or whatever I roll on this one at disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
You got disadvantage.
14.
Because she's blind, she also has advantage on intimidation, though. She's not just blind. Her
no,
eyes
it's
are kind
because
of
my eyes
oozing.
were taken out of my face.
Yes.
Like,
All right,
That
a 14.
Sounds uncomfortable.
She thinks about it. She's like, well, I'm going to be flatly honest with you. I do not trust that family. I believe that they are going... I do not believe they have the best interests of myself or my family at heart. However, and as such, I'm not willing to put them in a place of even more power over us, unless I get something else in return. I'm happy to assist with this, but I need Isaac out of the equation. Otherwise, I have nothing to prevent us from being forced out of Wallachia. Apparently, my daughter already enjoys spending time with his son. That a marriage would have been nice, but at this rate, I don't even know what's going to happen to her. I need to know I'm secure in this. I need to know that we're going to be secure in this town.
so you're willing to sacrifice your daughter to make sure that some random dude dies just because you're afraid that you'll get kicked out?
Yes, I losing one family member versus losing everything. I don't want to give her up, but I cannot put my trust in that family anymore. Not after what happened the first time. That looks really good. What is it?
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
A bunch of chicken tinga on a quesadilla.
Nice. Well, I'm not letting her die. I don't trust Victor. And to be frank, I struggle to trust all of you. You have humored me and heard me out, but there's no one I trust here except myself. I am working on doing what I can, and as such, I have found nothing either. All I have are vague hopes. You give me something that proves I can trust you, and I will trust you. But as it stands, I trust myself. I trust my abilities to figure this out more than I can trust you all. But do something to make me trust it, I will happily acquiesce to you.
God, I wish Brian were still fucking here. Come on, Brian. Because I know that Aretta knows Cuvier well enough that she would be able to read his body language and see that he is very close to making stupid choices. And they are stupid choices.
Get arrested, get arrested, get
Oh
arrested.
no, it wouldn't be
Yes,
getting
Elvis.
arrested.
Elvis raises her hand.
Yeah.
Lady Walker just looks at you and slightly confusedly motions for you to speak.
Hello, I'm really new. I don't know if there's. Well, it sounds like you don't really like these people.
I don't dislike them. I'm simply being very cautious with the life of my daughter.
By throwing it away.
I don't.
You have done
really
nothing to prove
know-
you have more capability than I to save her. I have. You are asking me to take you at your word for the most important thing in my life, and I cannot just do that.
Would you
sorry,
like me
Elvis.
to recast the same truth-telling
second.
spell that I cast on Victor on
Hold
all of
on,
us
hold
right
on.
now?
Let Elvis finish first. Elvis?
I never met Stella. I actually only came around after this whole thing happened. But Victor was really, really sad. I think I think a part of him got lost that day. And I think he's doing a lot to try and help get her back. I don't know if he's good at it, but that's really not my place to really judge. There is a very judgy lady back there judging him right now, so I probably shouldn't add to that.
Describe Clippius as a very judgy lady.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Thank you.
It's a great description. Be that as it may, I cannot trust the Volokoviches. Not after this. I need some guarantee
Not after
of my family's
what?
safety. After what they did to Stella.
They didn't do anything to Stella. He had his back turned when she activated whatever they were working on together. He did not do anything to her.
Then she can't be trusted to make good decisions around him, apparently. He put her in danger. She wouldn't have known how to do this on her own.
Do you think he knew how to do this on his own?
Evidently not. And that's why she's in this state.
Didn't you say they were gonna get married? I kind of asked Cougar. It's like that's what they said, right? That they were gonna be together.
She wanted to sell her daughter in order to give herself more power. And Cuvier says that out loud, and he doesn't have eyes, but he dead stares straight at Fiona, saying basically saying prove me wrong, bitch.
Brian, would you like to interject before I say anything?
I think this dumpster fire has gone to a point where Areta should have definitely been able to step in before Cuvier opened his mouth.
Fortunate timing, perhaps, then.
Yeah.
As I said before, I am working on my own methods to sort this out. Despite your assurances, I can't trust you yet. I've given you if you want me to trust you, I've told you what you can do. Otherwise, I'm putting as many resources as I can into sorting this out on my own.
Fiona.
I would kindly ask you to leave my home before you insult me further.
Fiona, I just want to say one thing, and then we'll fucking leave. You would have worked on this for 2 weeks, spending how many resources trying to figure out what's wrong? We have been working on this for 1 day, and we know where she is.
She just holds her hand towards the door. You understand the terms.
And you understand that we can get results.
No, I don't understand that. I have no proof of that.
motion to Areta and Elpis to leave, basically. Just like, shoot.
All right.
So very
As,
towards
as,
the door.
as we're walking out, does she follow us or does she stay in that
No.
back room?
She stays in the back room. Her butler guides you out.
Does he stay with us the whole time, or does he, like...
He walks you out of the house.
Basically as soon as, like, we're out of earshot of
no.
the butler, you
I'm
don't
gonna
know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You keep quiet, Parker.
Is the oh
I'm
no
going
not
to put
valid?
my arm on Cuvier and drag him out the house.
I want to talk to Areta. Chill, guys. God, fuck off. Let me finish. No, as soon as we're out of earshot of the butler, so he doesn't hear what Cuvier wants to say to Areta,
We'll do this, so we'll probably take like a 5-minute break.
yeah. We have literally nothing that we can give her. Best thing I can think of is, without violence, send somebody in and just take her. Unless you have any bright ideas. And I'll motion to both of you when I say you. She doesn't fucking trust Victor. She doesn't fucking trust us. She doesn't fucking trust anybody, apparently, with the life of her daughter.
So she's not. Well, isn't also the issue of she's not really, the body isn't dead?
The body's not dead. She's acting like a cat.
So it's gonna be very loud.
You would also know that Stella's been prevented from being able to manifest in the house in any way due to the aforementioned barrier around
Which is
it.
one of the reasons we have to get her out.
Or is there a way to break this circle?
I mean, either one of them requires a break-in. That's the first level of shit we have to get through with this party. Areta, are you okay morally with us breaking into this place? Then we have to ask Clippius if she's okay logically breaking into this place. Then we have to ask Tarmac if he's okay brave enough to break into this place.
What if we just stole the mirror?
The mirror's not gonna do anything. First of all, the mirror's already back at the Baron's house.
I feel we would have an easier time getting a mirror out than we would a person.
All the mirror's gonna let us do is talk to her.
Well, why couldn't she talk to her mother?
Do you honestly think her mother's gonna come with us to the fucking magical mirror that we tell her can show her her daughter? She's gonna ask us to bring the mirror there to prove it to her, and with this magical barrier that prevents Stella from coming here, she's not going to be able to come here and show herself in the mirror.
I think it'd be much more easy to convince to borrow a mirror than it would be to effectively kidnap a body.
Do I get my questions yet?
Yes, what are your questions?
All right. Number one is definitely going to be just a double checking of what is your name? Who am I speaking to? I know that's a bad idea, but we just got a whole thing. Number one rule of seances, ask for the name first.
So, maybe to clarify, like, since this is you picking up on specific whispers, at least how I was thinking about it was more if you could gain information on Stella
Oh,
based
from the
off-
ghosts.
from the ghost rather than you
Okay.
directly communicating with her.
Okay,
Gotcha.
okay. Yeah.
If that does that change, I hope that makes sense with
It changes one of my questions, which
Okay.
was which was a very important one. Okay. So this is me calling upon the ghosts. Shit. That does actually changes all my
I'm
questions.
sorry. There is the
Um,
mirror if you wish to directly communicate.
Okay, and I'll ask these questions first.
Okay.
I'm gonna need like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay,
No
so I
worries.
was gone. So what deal are we talking about here?
She wants Isaac
She,
dead.
she wants us to kill Isaac. And Kuvier ain't fucking killing Isaac to
Yeah.
save Fiona. A life for a
Don't
life
we
is
end up-
not.
Don't we
A
end up
deal.
doing that?
You
No, he's
guys
still
have not
alive.
killed Isaac.
No, I mean like don't in the future.
No.
No, he's still alive.
No.
Oh, I was thinking Isaac.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the same guy.
Isaac is.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought we
Isaac's
killed him.
fine.
Never mind.
Nope, he survived.
Father Lucian was the one who got his neck snapped.
I have something that I'll do, but I need to wait until they come back. So,
Yeah, I assume
I
you
mean,
guys.
yeah, we're on our way back.
And I
anyways.
assume you guys explained to everyone what was said.
Yes.
Copius is gonna say, give me 20 minutes, and I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the Voctor house.
All right. Victor
knock,
would
knock.
also mention that, like, I mean, she'd probably believe Stella if Stella got in communication with her.
We can't.
You could break the barrier around the house, or if I don't know, maybe ask
So-
her about that.
Real quick about the barrier. Do you honestly think that if she's not trusting us to, like, do all of our shit to help her daughter, do you think she's honestly going to trust us to break a magical barrier which prevents otherworldly entities from entering her house?
I hate to be the one to ever shoot down a plan, right? But that's a little suspicious.
It is a
Hang
little
on. Hag in the ethereal plane kidnaps the daughter of a woman who has the only
Uh-huh.
blockage of the ethereal plane.
Uh-huh.
We don't know if the hag has kidnapped her at all. That was just speculation.
Literally one of my questions to Stella was going to be, what is something that only your mother would know? And now I have to fucking try and rethink that.
That is something you guys can definitely ask Stella at a
Mirror?
later point. Like at a later point. Like that's not an off-topic question because remember you have the mirror through which you can communicate with her, and she can communicate. She can communicate with you guys. She just needed a rest after telling you guys to talk to Victor.
So Tarmak's questions are going to be to the spirits are going to be, where is Stella and when do you think she'll be ready to talk again?
It's difficult to give specific locations in the ethereal plane,
Yeah.
so you don't really get an answer to that one. However, you get the sense that, at least previously, she's been available to talk. Usually it usually only takes a couple hours before she can manifest again.
Second question would be, is something holding? Then my second question, unfortunately, would be, where are the servants? Have you seen them?
You get the sense that they are very dead.
You're actually talking to them right now.
Yes, you get the sense that they are dead.
That's interesting. Fuck, I used two questions. I could take another long rest later after we talk to
Yeah.
them.
This is fine. I'm not going to be super.
Because also, to be clear, the servants went into the ethereal plane the same way that Stella did,
No.
right? Oh,
They went in after to try to find her.
They weren't there. Well, you haven't really asked Victor how he got
Yeah, I was
them to
say
assist.
we never asked for clarification on that at all.
So you don't really know is the issue.
How did they die? Do you know how they died?
Seems like they may have been disintegrated. Not necessarily by the disintegration spell, but they are dust.
Fuck, okay. Well, can I get an extra question?
That was your extra
That was
question.
your
No.
extra question.
I know. Okay, well, that was my best, and then we need to communicate with Stella via the mirror, get something that could prove to her identity, go to Wachter House, do the...
Alright, I don't know how I could be more clear. We could take the mirror from the manor, drag it all the way to the Wachter House. Problem solved, we don't need to steal any corpses.
The
But she
Wachter
can't
house
go
is completely
in.
blocked from the ethereal
Yes.
plane.
I mean,
But
isn't
we
there
Stella
could go
cannot
outside
go
the Wachter House. I'm pretty sure Lady Wachter is capable of walking 10 feet outside her home. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I mean, she certainly seems capable of walking.
Listen, that's
She
just...
walked her
it's
ass outside.
Yes, Elpis.
Also, isn't this lady not a nice person? She isn't.
No.
Isn't the whole point of her is trying to murder the man downstairs?
Only one of the men down. Well, no, technically it is both the men downstairs.
So, if
And
the
kinda
barrier
Victor.
gets broken, she gets messed up by hags. Is that really a bad thing?
I mean, I'd
Hags-
argue it's not a great thing, but like,
However bad a person she is, the hags are almost certainly worse.
Yes.
yeah.
And if the hags want her dead, then that's probably
It would be
better
a
that she
blessing if
doesn't.
the hags just wanted her dead.
But, good suggestion, Elvis. Good thinking. Sometimes we don't need to save everybody. Some people are bad. We can let them die. Glance. Side eyes, Cuvier.
And people dying is just part of how it works, usually.
Yeah, I think the most straightforward thing is once we get a chance to talk to Stella, acquire some proof. One of us goes to Lady Wachter with it. We can move from there.
How big is this mirror, by any chance?
It's a full body mirror.
Yeah, it's like a
God.
full body mirror.
And would you say it was like 30 pounds or something like that? I thought you said it was like heavy or something.
Big heavy solid piece of it's like a big heavy mirror that has
Like a
it's a very
brass
old style one. It is
plate.
just like a big sheet of silver.
Oh my god.
It's not the best mirror, but it's a very antique mirror.
Hmm.
And it would sell for a lot.
Yes. It is noteworthy because this is the largest single. This is the most silver. This is more silver than you've seen your entire time in Barovia.
Good lord.
You haven't seen a lot of silver in Barovia.
I mean, we saw the
Aside
chest
from in the
full of
very
silver
cursed
weapons.
coins. You guys remember what the main coin is here, right? It's Electrum.
No. It's marks.
Yeah, but they're
Totally
Electrum.
different.
It's so
But
cursed.
they're Electrum.
Have I made it to the house yet?
Yeah, you've made it to Wachter House.
I will knock on the door.
Butler opens. She's like, yes, I shall inform. Yes, I believe your friends just left.
Yes, if you could please inform the lady of the house that it's just me who wishes to speak with her.
Very well. Yeah, because she actually is more positive on Clippius than you guys. But not.
I was
mean,
gonna
he
say,
did accept
like, the only
poison.
interaction we've had is she asked us to kill Ezek, and I told her to get fucked, is all I remember.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Yeah,
really kind of
she's
hoping
like,
Aretta would be there, and then Brian had to leave.
I
Now he's gone again.
I
You did
notice-
also
I didn't notice that
immediately start talking.
I didn't notice you had left
Sorry.
until we had progressed the conversation.
Okay.
A bit.
I have a
I'm sorry.
persuasion skill of 10 and an IRL charisma of -3.
Yeah.
I need like a minute to conjure thoughts, and I can't rapid fire conversations with NPCs.
Why do you
I'm
think
sorry.
everybody hates me, Brian? Like, Cuvier's technically got a +7 fucking persuasion. The only reason he's got bad persuasion is because of his eyes. No, he's got like a -3 because of me.
Sorry, guys. And for what it's worth, the NPCs don't hate you. They're just kind of hardcore.
I think Cuvier would be very persuasive in a different campaign. Like we found out more than you did in one day. I think would be a genuine line if you were talking to a genuinely good line if you were talking to someone you could realistically intimidate.
Yeah. It's honestly, and to be honest, in a couple of levels, you're probably going to start being able to pull that off a lot better. It's just, you guys technically haven't had a couple of level ups because honestly, she's not familiar with you guys' strengths at all. She doesn't feel why she should be intimidated by you.
I was gonna say we literally haven't killed Strahd's wife in the middle of town yet, so.
Yeah, you guys haven't done anything that she would consider intimidating yet.
This is
Yeah,
technically the day
Power
after Cuvier also got arrested for not bringing cheer to the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure.
It's like you're saying that also you just failed the check.
It was a 15, I assume.
It was a 15.
Oh.
Ouch.
You literally were one short.
Oh, god damn it! I always forget about my fucking divine intervention! It gives me +5 on persuasion checks for 10 minutes!
No.
God damn it!
No. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Every fucking time! Oh, I need to remember Cuvier.
This party is so persuasive. Yeah, alright, so you are ushered back into the sitting room where you guys have met previously. Ah, Clippius. She still seems a little frustrated.
I apologize for that. Earlier, I was not aware that conversation was going to go like that. I thought I would at least come and attempt to at least partially smooth things over. And I do have a request that might be a little bit easier to swallow.
Alright.
Here's what I can tell you so far that we've been able to identify. We've spoken with Victor, and I very much originally did not believe his story about what happened, but after reviewing the magical artifacts and research that he has done, I actually believe he might be telling the truth, which is quite honestly surprising to me. But more importantly, what we were able to ascertain is something that I wanted to ask you about.
Alright.
We've heard a bit of a tell that there might be some sort of magical protection in place around this house that's preventing your daughter's soul in the ethereal plane from re-entering the home to communicate with you.
Give me just a second, Parker. Make an insight check.
That's a 25, Gary. 19.
Well, you're gonna love this. She nat one her check to maintain her composure. She seems genuinely shocked you know about this.
Let's skip past the point where I know about it and get past to the
hold
point
on.
where this. Yes.
She's like, yeah. How did you find out about this? This is not something that I would consider common knowledge.
No, but I'm not exactly a common person around here.
Evidently.
What I can tell you is that I am a wizard and I can pick up on such things when necessary. But let us get to the more important part, which is how this information can potentially help us help you.
Very well.
As I said before, we believe that your daughter may be trapped within the ethereal plane. We've had limited contact with her, I can't say that I personally have been able to confirm that it's her, but from our limited interactions, at the very least, it is somebody who wishes us to desire that it is her, and I don't really have any reason to believe that there's anyone that would be posing as such. If it were possible, I'm not asking you to remove your daughter from the premises just yet, but if it would be possible, perhaps we could just ask you to step about 10 feet outside your home in hopes that there could be some sort of communication between you and your daughter to help at least soothe over a little bit of what we're talking about.
Yes, I would be make a persuasion check, please.
Yeah, 14.
Okay. She nods. The DC was higher, but you made it. But you gave her enough information. So she nods, she's like, I could do that.
For the record, by the way,
what all do you know? Because I might be able to assist in some way with this.
well, that would be quite wonderful. Best I'm able to ascertain, your daughter and Victor were working together on a bit of a personal project. It seems as though that they were both interested in potentially leaving the bounds of this plane that you call home here, and finding a way out to the outside. And it seems as though that they might have crossed some magics without fully understanding their true intent or purpose as to what they were doing. And well, to put it lightly, they fucked it up a bit.
I'll tell you what. If you can, I'm happy to allow you all to help fix it, but it must be done here.
That's what.
I
Question
have the
out of
space I can
character.
clear in my basement. Yes.
Question out of character. Is that not possible from what I know, or because I know
If
that we
you-
have to get her body to the source, but
You can
could we
convince
draw
her
the
to
source
break
again?
the barrier.
Well, to be honest, you're not even sure if you necessarily need that circle to reconnect her body. It would be a different ritual.
Okay.
The issue is right now, that's his best idea of how... Your big issue is you need to find a way to get to the ethereal plane to basically secure her soul so that it can be guided back.
Okay.
Because
I'll
the
hear
connection
her.
between her soul and her body has been severed. She doesn't have that connection anymore. So that
Right.
needs to be rebuilt from the ethereal plane.
Gotcha. Okay. I believe that would
And
be
again, sorry if
possible.
I was unclear with information. There's a lot of moving parts in this.
No, that's basically what I was assuming, but I wanted to double check. I believe that would be possible. It might make things slightly more complicated, but if that's the situation we're dealing with, that's the situation we're dealing with.
I hope you understand. I cannot trust that family. I barely trust Victor to allow him enough into my own home.
If
But at
it
least
makes you
here
feel any
I'm
better,
safer.
after spending about the last couple of hours with him, I don't exactly like the boy.
But you can see why I don't believe they should be in power, though. Yes?
You've
You've interacted with the Baron.
You'll have to excuse me on that front. I have traveled to many places, and I found that oftentimes a passerby is not the best person to make a judgment on greater matters of the individuals in a place.
Then perhaps you should stay for one of the festivals. See how those go.
I believe we probably will, so perhaps I'll have a better idea then.
Because I think you've already taken the poison from her at this point.
I definitely have, yeah.
She's like, please, I do encourage you to think on it. You
I
would be
did have a
doing this town a great service.
I did have a conversation with the two of them earlier. It was
And also-
interesting.
Should something happen to the Baron, it's going to be his son that's in charge.
To be quite honest,
Ooh.
I don't know if he wants it.
You do see a slight spark in her eyes at this.
And if I'm also being honest, from how he spoke of Stella, he did seem quite taken with her. I don't know,
Okay.
food for thought. Anyway,
She nods.
allow me to re-coordinate with my allies and discuss how we should proceed forward, and I'll let you know as soon as we have something concrete.
And please, do understand, I'm happy to deal with all of you in the future. Just inform your colleague that I have a very low tolerance for being insulted in my own home.
Understandable. I can only make promises of my own behavior. I'm afraid.
She
I
nods
I
and
love
allows
that I
you to
can
continue.
mute my headset.
And with
I'm
that
sorry,
copious...
Melly. I hope it doesn't come across like I'm picking on you or anything.
No. Every single comment that I have made thus far while muted was, "Yep, you're a fucking cunt. You're a bitch. I hate you. You're a dumbass. Bitch." Like it's all just I'm just fucking insulting Lady Wachter. Like
the mute was
nonstop.
protecting us from Kuvir.
Noted.
Yes.
All
with
right.
that, Copious
No,
will stand
it
up
was
and,
protecting you guys from Melly. Is what the mute protects you from.
Oh, as you're leaving, she's like, no, she's not going to offer this yet. She wants to see how you interact with things.
Oh, actually, one more thing. Would I be able to see your daughter for, like, a minute or so?
She winces slightly but nods.
I have a spell that I didn't try before, that I didn't think about previously, that might help to enlighten something. It might also give us nothing, but at this point, more information can't be worse.
What spell are you thinking?
So I've never actually used this form of Identify before, but if you
Okay.
touch a creature while you're casting Identify, you can learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. It's
Huh.
in the description for Identify, and I've never read that before.
You learn something new
You
every
learn
day.
something apparently so.
Yeah,
Huh.
I was looking at that earlier when I saw that I had it, and I was
It's
like,
a
"Wait, it
single
does that?"
sentence at the end of the spell description. They just snuck that one in there. Holy shit! Yeah, I've never. That is very useful.
Would people just rather play with cameras off today?
I just can't turn mine on.
No,
'cause it
I'm just
doesn't
noticing because we have a lot of people with cameras off. Would people rather
Oh no, I just wasn't at my computer for the last
play with
like.
cameras off today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just been eating.
I literally just got
Yeah.
back to my computer.
That was so weird. Your mouth wasn't moving for like the first 30 seconds when you were like the rest of you was moving. Yeah, you.
Oh.
So I was hearing your voice, but your mouth was not moving, and it was super confusing.
Is that why I got the blank stare of?
Yeah, I was like, "What's
You
happening?"
get the most horrified fucking stare.
Yeah.
It wasn't moving in weird time. You weren't sounding weird. Your video wasn't lagging. Your mouth wasn't moving. And then a few minutes later, you start talking and your mouth was moving, and it was all synced up, and nothing changed.
Okay, so wait, legitimate question, everyone. Has anyone ever seen that sentence on Identify? Has that recently been added, or am
No,
I just
that has
blind
been
and
there
never seen it?
basically
That
since
has
day
been
one.
Okay.
there.
I've
Yeah.
just
I
never
didn't know
seen
it was
that.
there
Yeah,
either.
I vaguely remember it, but I've always forgotten about it.
Well, it just like I remember it every now and then because like I read spells because I'm insane. No, but like it's just in all of my experience, it's just never been practical to use Identify on someone because
Yeah.
if you expect that they're under a spell, you just do Dispel Magic or Remove Curse because usually I'm high enough level that we have those spells.
It's really.
I mean, I do
situational.
have Dispel Magic, but it ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah. Also,
if anything, it will actually just kill that by taking the cat out and just leaving a corpse.
yeah, that might
it's
not be
possible.
good.
I have a thing that might help your daughter. Dispel Magic. Dies.
There you go. Problem solved.
Well, you know what that tells us is that probably wasn't your daughter, so.
Oh my god.
Congratulations, your daughter is no longer a cat. She's also no longer your daughter.
Congratulations, your daughter is no longer a cat. I've transformed her into a corpse.
For my next trick.
Holds out tip jar.
I can't remember what it was, but I think I posted a thing at some point about the strongest spell in D&D being transmute creature to corpse. Or no, I think it was transmute creature to object.
Oh, do you want us to pause? Is this the real estate?
Yeah, it only takes like 5 minutes. You guys can go
All
ahead.
right, we'll hold for 5 minutes. Actually, I guess we can just do the thing. As you're walking, she's like, I could also just, if she truly is in the ethereal plane, and that's all that is stopping her, I could lower the barrier momentarily.
I see no Parker might have hesitations of saying this, but I don't think Clypeus would have hesitations of saying this, so I don't think I'd stop myself in this moment. Clypeus would go, there could be a bit of a problem there, just in protection on your side. There might be a hag involved. Nothing for sure, but she mentioned seeing one, so perhaps it's best to leave those protections in place? At least for the moment.
She nods, and she seems lost in thought. She opens, as you guys arrive at Stella's door, she opens the door, and you see, like, Stella kind of huddled up in the corner, like, just looking at you, terrified.
Hello.
I thought she was chill with Clypeus.
She seems generally terrified.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's less terrified by a specific person, more of, like, perhaps you're a cat that's just terrified of everything.
And in a human body.
And in a human body. Nothing
Which is terrifying on its own.
I'll look over to Lady Voctor and say, does she calm down in your presence at all?
I've tried to give her space. I'm not sure if she does calm down. This has been a challenge. I don't know what to do with this. She's not calm she's not calm in much of anyone's presence, unfortunately.
I will get this over with as quickly as possible then, and I'll start ritually casting
as you get here,
Identify.
she says, "Little kitty is sorry." Little kitty is good.
Okay. Add this to... I'm going to say this out loud because I'm going to forget this. Add this to list of something that we should try later down the road. Does anyone know Speak with Animals?
Yes.
We should try that at some point.
I'm pretty sure both nature casters do.
Yeah, and she tries to hiss, but it's more like it doesn't quite come out right.
I'll do my best to seem like in the way that you would calm a cat that you walked into the room and just like ignore her and go about with what I'm doing.
Make an animal handling check for me.
Oh, this ought to be good. That's a 9.
It doesn't work. She's just she huddles up deeper into the corner and looks even more distraught. You know how some cats are like that? It doesn't matter how non-threatening or what you're doing. The fact that you exist in the room is just traumatizing.
The problem is, Clypeus, that you tried to give it attention when you should have turned your back away from it and just walked out the room.
That's true.
Yeah, and she's gonna try to clamber under her sheets to try and hide.
I'll just go about casting Identify and at the very last second just touch her briefly because it seems like that's all I need to do.
Read that last sentence to me again.
If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
I'll allow you to have done that. She's more of petrified kind of cat, afraid. So she sits there.
I'll kind of
cast the spell.
I'll kind of pet her hair a little bit, and it's very awkward. It's
very awkward, and she's just there just gently vibrating.
It's like a chihuahua when a new person's around. Just
Yeah, exactly.
violent shaking.
Violent shaking. So she doesn't seem to be the closest is there seems to be some sort of there's no spell you're familiar with. Some sort of binding spell?
Interesting. Okay. That actually is very helpful.
Seems to be like yeah, that's the main thing you're getting.
I'll immediately step out of the room as soon as I'm done to not like piss her off anymore, and look at Lady Voctor and just say, "That actually was quite helpful. I think that confirmed a suspicion that I had that there's some sort of binding in place."
You hear a friend. Meow. Literally the words meow said, though. It's a very odd situation.
It's significantly funnier knowing the situation rather than the way it was initially.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, it's just creepy.
There is a significant difference between girl has been tortured to the point where she acts like cat, then there's a cat inside this person.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it does become funnier the more you know about it, honestly.
It is, I'm happy. Initially, because I changed this. Initially, it was just girl was tortured so much she thinks she is a cat. That was how it was initially written.
Yeah,
that's exactly the interpretation I think every one of us got.
Yeah. Which seemed
in
less
fairness,
interesting.
I saw Victor's original character art. That checks.
Yeah.
Seeing him.
In fact, all the information you get in the actual book is she was treated by Victor badly, so now she's like this. That is the extent of the information in the book about Stella and why she is this way.
You know, this probably is why our interpretation of, or at least my interpretation of Victor is significantly different since this adventure.
Yep.
Yeah. I changed this. I
got that cat in me.
I changed this up a bit so that I thought it was something more interesting than just thank you, Parker.
Awful.
Yeah, I'll go back and meet up with everyone.
All right,
good news, everyone.
You fixed all of our problems and we can leave?
Yes, Strahd himself came down in a golden carriage and offered us a way out.
Insight.
Unfortunately, that doesn't solve all of our problems, Clippius.
Oh wait, wrong one.
Considering
Sorry,
that...
Colin, you read it. It was actually a black carriage. Well, so the good news is I spoke with Lady Voctor, and she's agreed to step out of the house momentarily to potentially communicate with Stella. And if we can prove that, then she's willing to offer her home to allowing us to reverse this, and potentially is willing to lower the barriers that protect the home.
Great.
Temporarily.
Who's gonna convince Lady what is it, Vlakovich, to give us her slab of silver, drag it halfway across town to Lady Voctor's house?
If you're asking how we're gonna drag it, fuck you guys, it's 246 pounds. I mathed it out.
Yes, I admit that is the more difficult part of this equation.
That's my carrying capacity. Actually, that's 4 pounds over my carrying capacity. If we had 2 characters, we could carry that.
Then those will be the 4 pounds I carry.
Oh my god, this is literally gonna be... So Areta has this big heavy thing on that. Clippius is over there holding like one tiny side of it and struggling.
Oh no.
Okay, is it specifically this mirror?
It is specifically this mirror.
Can we ask her that?
No, Victor told you that this mirror had originally had communication set up with a different spirit, and he has at least temporarily, he has managed to hijack that to speak with Stella.
Oh, actually, there's an easier potential solution to this. We don't actually need to remove the mirror from the house, potentially. if we use the mirror within the house to communicate with her and ask her if she has any way of communicating with her mom if she's not in the house. Because she was able to, like, write on the ground to me.
Mhm.
Hey, Stella.
I mean, it's gonna writing on
This
the
mirror
ground
is
one
downstairs
time.
in the house.
It took
Like,
her
I
2
assume-
hours to
Also-
regen.
Also, rather than going in and out of the house, Victor would have suggested that perhaps you all meet up somewhere else so you don't risk running into his father unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, wait, so we're gonna have to heist this mirror just to use it, huh?
You guys can sneak into the house, but
All right. We got a lot of spellcasters here. Anyone got anything that might be able to help with this?
may want to have a large reduce.
Catapult.
I can get a large reduce, I think.
I'm out of spell slots.
I mean, we
Well,
also
I'm
have
gonna
a
have
week
to take
to
a
do
long
this,
rest.
You guys
Yeah,
do
so-
have a week. You are not.
so we could take a long rest and prepare this. Alternatively, we throw it out the window.
It is made of metal and relies
Alright,
not on glass.
who got mending just in case?
Oh, that is, by the way, a calculation where it's only made out of steel. I did not factor in the weight of glass.
Let's see.
Depends on what kind of glass.
Or, sorry, silver.
I'm looking up to see if I can literally find a silver full.
I'm trying to
length mirror.
find. I'm trying to find if that is a thing that exists.
What, a silver mirror?
A full-length silver mirror.
I'm trying to figure out what the
Antique.
fuck medieval mirrors were like.
Okay, so I found a floor mirror. It's not made out of silver, it's made out of glass, but it's kind of what I would imagine, and this says it's like 120 pounds.
I just calculated it using the density of silver and just figuring it's a 6 foot by
Yeah,
3
something
foot
like-
by,
something like
by
that would
2.5 by a quarter inch thick.
Yeah.
We'll call it. Yeah, we'll call it 150 pounds.
Oh.
So it's carryable. It is not carryable while being heavily concealed. It's not something you can hide under your shirt
Unless you got a really big shirt.
or a really small mirror.
Okay, you know what? We already, like, snuck into the house, right? Like,
Cuvier
Oh,
literally
that's-
just walked straight past Ezek. Or sorry, Ezek literally just ran past Cuvier while he was just standing there. Ezek doesn't
what would
give
you
a
like
fuck.
to suggest, Elpis?
I can. Okay. Elpa's gonna pick up like, basically, we're probably not in the attic, but like basically just like picks up, opens chest cavity, takes out a potted plant. Don't worry
Aw.
about it.
That's cute.
And I'm just gonna wild shape into a very vague cat form, and you see like whatever's held in me also goes into my form.
I am not going to allow that to work, by the way. Not with
I
the
know.
full-size mirror. Just so you're
Why not?
aware.
As long
I'm
as it's
not
my carrying
allowing-
capacity.
I'm not allowing that to work.
Listen, that
I
will
am-
be literally all my carrying capacity.
I am vetoing that.
I will be a very heavy boy.
I
I'm
am
already a very
vetoing
heavy
this
Fuck
particular plan.
you. Fuck you, babe.
Because this is far too abusable, and I will not allow it.
I'm just going rules as written, babe. You can't stop.
Uh-huh. I actually very much can.
I can choose.
I
Okay.
disagree.
I can choose whether my
I
whether my
disagree, yeah.
equipment.
But did we have confirmation that you could cast Reduce?
Yes, I.
Then
can,
yeah.
As long as I can pick.
I will allow reduce. It reduces dimensions by and weight by 8-fold,
By-
right?
That's easy.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
So,
each
yeah, I mean,
dimension
100
is halved,
pounds.
which does the weight by 8.
eighth by weight, right?
Yeah.
Like eighth of the weight. Cool.
Will that also?
So yeah, it's only about 20 pounds. So it's still not small, but it would be a lot easier to hide. You could fit it in a
I-
backpack.
I could do that.
Actually, let's see. If it's like, say it's like 5 feet tall.
Down
So
to
it goes down
2.5
to 2.5 feet. Yeah, that could fit in a backpack.
Or like, probably if you really need to like jerry rig it with rope, I guess you can kind of do it.
It's just a lot easier to sneak out with something that's 2.5 feet tall versus something that's 5 feet tall.
And also very reflective.
Yeah.
We can
It
just pull
catches
an
light.
Elpis and put a sheet over it.
But
doesn't
also,
it
what-
have invisibility? So we can just reduce it. Someone slings it on. Invisible.
I wouldn't be able to argue with that.
I'm good with that plan. I mean, there's a window there, right?
Is enlarge reduce concentration?
Mhm.
So it's
We have two
invisibility,
casters.
isn't it?
The same person does not have to cast both spells.
I don't have invisibility anyway.
Oh. Sorry, that's what I thought you were saying is, oh, I'll just cast invisibility and reduce on it. And I was just
No,
like,
no.
hold on, hold on.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that this should be pretty.
There
simple, then.
actually is not a window in that room. There is a window in their bedroom, however.
Okay. So straightforward. Okay. Clypeus casts invisibility on Elpis. Elpis goes in, reduces the mirror, goes to the nearest window, tosses it out to an awaiting Tarmac.
No.
He tosses the invisible mirror
No.
out the window.
No.
Someone dies of severe head
We
trauma.
would cast invisibility on Elpis. Elpis casts,
Casting a
or sorry,
spell.
Elpis casts enlarge reduce on the thing. Someone casts invisibility on Elpis. Elpis just carries it outside.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to do the like catch it off the window thing.
I
If
just
you
I love
wanna
the idea of
dent
Elpis
it to
throwing a
shit.
20-pound invisible mirror out of a window to someone that's waiting to catch it. Mirror suddenly appears when she releases it, and they just bam right to
Okay.
the head.
I mean, if we're gonna go make it stupid, we're gonna cast Pass Without Trace. Mirror shatters on the ground. It leaves a trace. Thus, the mirror gets deleted. No more mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how
have
that works?
You guys have figured out how to delete magical items.
Does pass without trace?
Congratulations.
Never mind.
You can. It leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage. If you attempt to pass through a window or other
And break
breakable
it, it does
object
not
using
fit.
it just dissolves.
No, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think you have discovered secret more broken disintegrate. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Yeah,
Well,
if I
apparently
just
somebody
murder
discovered
someone
disintegrate.
as I pass without trace, the body disappears, guys. I was never here. No
I believe
body,
it
no
leaves
crime.
blood.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace on myself and make it like I was never in this campaign?
So, I just
No.
want to point out that under this interpretation, it must get rid of poop as well, which means it allows you to pass without a trace.
Jesus
First of
Christ.
all, fuck you. Second
Great
of all,
laugh.
He
Great laugh.
left.
But this plan's
I
cool.
am.
So honestly, we can just fast forward to skill checks here.
Main.
my throat hurts, so I'm going to take kind of a back seat. So I'm just going to say that I am reading over spell books with Victor.
Sounds good. You're kind of horrified by this spell. Are you sure you want to be reading this spell book of his?
I'm like
I
reading
think-
it over his shoulder.
Okay.
You know, like not holding it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
It's more like a horrified, like, oh god, but I can't look away.
Oh, no.
So
gotta
honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. If your plan is let's get your plan going. I should have you guys on the right page.
Clear will sit in the attic with his feet up on the table, waiting for everybody else to do everything. And once everyone is done, he will get up and just walk to wherever we're supposed to be.
Cuvier, desperately waiting for an enemy that he can just punch and isn't gonna get mad at him.
I suppose the best I can do is cast Pass Without Trace and follow Cuvier.
All right.
Armac's gonna be. I assume we're doing this at night, by the way, right?
Sure.
Broad daylight. Let's go.
I mean, you guys are
Oh, wait,
invisible.
no.
It's probably
Pass without
Oh,
trace is self only. Never mind. I can't do anything.
no pass without a trace affects everyone within 10 feet of you.
When you cast it.
But I would have to be.
You would have to go with them, but then you'd have a +10 to your stealth.
Well, wait,
Everyone
it's just when
would
you
have a
cast
+10
it, right?
to their stealth.
No,
That's
I think
preferred.
it's
No.
I think everyone has to remain next to you.
Oh.
It's like an aura.
Yeah. I think the +10 bonus would be reduced by the fact that I have a -1.
It would. You'd only get a +9. Tarmac would be at what, like a +20 something?
Yeah. A plus, for my stealth, it would be a +18.
Oh, only +18. I see.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys can move your tokens. You're on the map.
Yeah.
Just let me know what you're doing when you're doing it. Tell me when you want to move over to the trap door. When you want me to move you down a level.
I will give Elpis a little pep talk. It's like, okay, kid, I know this is your first job, right? But you just gotta breathe, stay calm, focus on the task. What was that?
I can't do the first one, but I'll do the other two.
Oh, you don't. What calms you down?
I point to the lack of a mouth. It's like, I can't breathe, but I know how to calm down.
Okay, yeah. Maintain calm, keep quiet, and just stick to the plan.
So I have a question for you, Tarmac. Would these be the kind? Would you have ever received these kind of pep talks? What was your
Probably.
relationship with Batman? How different would they have been
No,
from
this wouldn't have been something Tarmac learned from Batman. This would have been something Tarmac learned on the streets.
Excellent.
When he was presumably running with whatever gang he learned his rogue skills from.
Fair enough.
Because Tarmac's backstory, ironically, very little, only the Artificer levels come from Batman.
Fair.
The one level in Artificer is what comes from Batman. The rest is,
Unfortunately, the little tidbit of information that Tarmac's father did not have bat nipples was cut out from my little condensing of the.
Well, I
campaign
guess that
so
means
far.
his dad has.
with Blackfeather.
Yeah.
I guess this
Feather.
means he has bat nipples or feather nipples now.
That's awful.
I mean, do you want to shorten it some other way?
No, I love that. I choose to make it canon. Feather nipples.
Feather nipples. I'm gonna. Yeah. Like, I'm trying really hard to, keep calm, not be too excited about this. But Tarmac can very much see that the eyes are blinking very rapidly, just like strobe lights. It's like, this is.
Kuvir can't see,
Alright.
otherwise he would think you're having a seizure.
Yeah, Kuvier, you noticed nothing.
Yeah, Kuvir doesn't know.
Tarmac is going to take out some random tiny maybe a little lockpick, and he's gonna use magical tinkering on it to make it look like some kind of charm. Be like, here, this is a good luck charm. It'll help you.
Does this make me better at crime, like you do, like you?
Yes, nat 20 deception.
Holy shit!
This will make you so fucking good at crime.
I am going to
Google
be so
turn on
fucking
your
good at
lights.
crime.
I might have just succeeded too hard on that deception check.
You have sent Elpis down a life of crime now. You have corrupted the one innocent party member.
Nah, this is an improvement. Don't worry about it. I am always here for crime. I'm gonna give Tarmac a quick side hug and then, as stealthily as I can, try to make my way down. Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna take out my plant again and cast Enhance Ability on myself because I would like to, succeed on some stealth checks before I don't.
Isn't that concentration?
Well, I'm not casting a larger juice yet.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Because that I'll need to do when I get to the mirror.
out of curiosity, why are we stealthing right now? We're allowed to be here. Like, we're with Victor.
Yeah, but I'm sneaking into, like, the mom's bedroom. Which...
I thought it was just the mom's bathroom.
Wasn't it the vanity? Like, next to the vanity, like the full-length mirror?
It's the room. Well, the trapdoor is in their bedroom. The trapdoor to downstairs. Or to the attic is in the Wachter family bedroom.
Yeah,
Or
for some
master
reason
bedroom.
I thought it was a hallway.
Like, that's where it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, so you're not really supposed to be there.
I mean,
Lovely.
if we're with Victor and there's only one way up into this attic.
He doesn't actually know you're there with Victor. Also, technically, like, you might have missed this, but Victor didn't want to keep meeting in the attic if it could be helped because he didn't want to get you guys to get caught by his father, which will complicate the whole thing.
I'll cast Enhance Ability and Stealth just in case. So, give myself advantage on Dex, and just, like, charm in hand, shimming down the steps, just like, I am good at crime.
Make a
He
stealth
gave you
check
crime.
for him.
I'm going to be so fucking good at crime.
Yeah, you succeeded too hard at that deception check. You have convinced her she's become a master criminal with this charm.
Alright.
A 7?
14! Because I got a thing, fuck for that Enhance Ability.
Did you ever end up casting Pass Without a Trace, or did you decide against it, Brian?
Because I don't think it works
I
like that.
don't think I'm here. Because I would have to be here for that.
You're welcome to be here for that.
Alright.
This is the
suppose I'll
plan
be here.
going in motion after you guys have had a chance to discuss it. You guys can all be here for the plan. I'm not going to be... No reason to be a stickler about that if it's been planned out.
30 feet is also a pretty big radius, so you could just cast it and stand in the attic near the
that's
thing.
Yeah, no, I'm deciding which spell I want to replace it with.
Are you guys waiting a night before doing this?
I wouldn't be able to cast Pass Without Trace without waiting a day.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say this is what you guys were doing in the morning. Yeah, go for it. We'll add a second magical day if we have to.
I mean, we can say that this was just the afternoon and that we're doing the heist in the middle of the night.
That works. You guys just went to bed really fucking early. So in that case, you would actually be having to break into the Volokov. Actually, no, Victor could let you in at midnight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright, I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
All right, so is that what's happening? You guys are reconvening
In the
to
attic.
do the heist at midnight. I presume you guys would met outside the house because you have come from the Blue Water Inn. I suppose anyone that wants to could have just stayed in the attic till then, just slept up there. So just tell me where you are. Who's in the attic? Who's outside?
I'm in the attic.
Outside.
I'm outside.
Kuvir, would you mind dragging your token onto this map? I don't see you for some reason.
I'm at the front door.
Oh, you're at the front door. All right. Who else is up? Who else is in the attic? We have Elpis. We have Tarmac. Anyone else?
Loretta,
Loretta?
where are you?
I don't know.
Where would you like to be?
It's just where we're starting.
I guess I'll start in the attic.
All right. Tarmac and the Naturey crew, I guess.
I was gonna say, for being afraid of Areta, Elpis seems to be hanging around with her a lot.
I have been... You
She's
don't know if I've been rolling wisdom saves.
She has been seduced by the concept of crime.
Did my
She's
message
willing-
ever get passed on to Cuvier, by the way?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I think we can hand wave it as having gotten passed along.
I mean, like,
You're
even
the
if it did, it
worst.
didn't really change anything.
I think this might be like the worst consideration of new members in a party that I've.
Meet new member. Hi, congratulations! You're taking point on this heist. Go steal the thing, you innocent child.
Oh my goodness, this, sending the druid as a fucking spearhead for a heist is the funniest fucking shit I've seen in a while. The 6'6", 300-pound.
It's just
Warforged.
unfortunately in large reduced. You need to see it to
We-
cast it.
We are literally fucking orc squad doing a heist.
Oh my god, you guys are orking your way through a heist.
Hell yeah.
As commandos, though. So you're still sneaky. You need to remember, you need to be both cunning but brutal, and brutal but cunning. It's very important to have that dichotomy.
What if we're neither?
Well,
I'm not brutal, and I'm pretty sure Elpis is not cunning.
Well, then be brave and stupid.
well,
I'll take that. I can do that.
there you go. All right. So,
How about smart and a coward?
Either
That's Tarmac. Tarmac is not involved in this.
he is, though.
He's
All right.
inspired Elpis to do the best crime in the history of crime.
Oh, wait, no, guys, this is a fucking terrible idea to be waiting in the attic. The exit to the trapdoor is in the master bedroom.
How the fuck are we? Oh yeah, how the fuck did we even get there?
I'm sorry. Well, you would have spent the whole day there, but sorry, I forgot to mention. Okay, I did mention that, actually. I forgot to get your muted, Colin.
In the bedroom.
I will give you guys a chance to reconsider if you want. You're still welcome to start in the attic. If you want to go through that, it's only one way out. But they are asleep down there.
We initiate the heist from outside. Any objections?
I apologize. I'm happy I remember. I was like, all right, you guys head down. Ooh, it's midnight in the master bedroom.
They are fucking sleeping.
Well,
You
I'm
come
glad
across
that
them fucking. No.
I'm glad that the gods rubbed our brain cells together for us.
That's really funny, actually.
They're not very good at
But the thing is, I also forgot. We all forgot
No,
that
I'll be
aspect.
honest. I just thought you guys were just gonna try to sneak past with pass without trace. Like, legit, that, Cuvier has no stealth whatsoever. That's why I wasn't going there. I legit thought you guys were just gonna pass without trace it through.
Would also be smart.
The problem is it's the kind of pass without trace where it's like you hear cracking and you're like, huh, I guess it's the house settling. Rather than you hear nothing going on.
I mean,
So you wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, my mirror is missing. I clearly got robbed. That's what happened.
don't we have to go into that room anyways?
We do. Well,
Like, isn't that where the
Technically-
vanity is?
yeah. Technically, I can cast it from in the hall. I just need to be able to see it. It's 30 feet. Thankfully, it's not.
Is
The
it a
vanity
verbal
connects
component?
to another room, so it connects to the hallway.
Does anyone have
So we don't have to
silence?
go to the master bedroom.
Okay. Okay, let me look at this.
No.
Gary, we've seen the map before, right?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
just-
let me-
Can
yeah,
you
yeah,
reveal
so-
it so that we can?
It's this
Oh.
room right here, right?
Oh, is it not? Is the map not revealed? Because it should
No.
have been revealed to you
If
guys.
we didn't
No, it's
go
not
into
revealed.
it, it wasn't revealed.
Gary, it's this
Oh, I
right
can
here,
see
right?
it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reveal the whole
There you
map.
go.
You guys
Yeah.
have. Oh wait, hold on.
Why did these tokens look like that?
Hold on.
Like,
What's your dexterity modifier looking at?
+2.
Does Elphys get any bonus from my pep talk?
Roll me a persuasion check, Tarmac.
I mean, that was a nat 20 deception on his part.
You did roll me a nat 20 deception. Elpis is pretty sure she has a bonus. I'll apply it mentally.
Nice.
The power of positive thinking.
that bonus is -3.
Hell yeah.
She
That's
thinks
okay.
she's
I
a lot
try and-
stealthier than she
No.
really is.
I will say, I'm not punishing you for this. I promise.
I will say, having all of these NPCs at this table, it just looks like there's like a cult meeting going on.
All of the tokens look evil.
Like,
Okay,
well,
but-
if they weren't the same lady wearing the same, like, dark cloak, like, all in a row, it would probably be fine. It's just that they're all just a dark cloaked lady that looks the same. They just look like generic
Counter
cult
argument.
member.
Counter argument. It's a book club.
No, the book
is a
club was
cult.
in here, Brian. You don't
No,
take
it
book
was in
club
here.
to where you eat your
That
food.
is the book club. They were having book club and eating pigs.
You said that it was in here.
It was in here.
No.
The greater good.
So, the front door is currently locked. You do see there are some lights on.
Okay,
We're
coming
just
back
gonna
from the
hang
kitchen.
out at the front door until Victor lets us in.
Shortly after midnight.
Did we tell Lady Voctor that we were going to meet her sometime after midnight?
That would be a Clippius thing to go and tell her.
I'm presuming Clippius communicated that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just it felt like something that was going to happen. It just seemed unnecessary to make you guys go through it.
It could have been
Probably
during
should
the
hold on
8-hour
to the
long
phone.
rest, just because like that's
Mhm.
not a strenuous thing to do.
No. All right. Shortly after what seems to be midnight, none of you have watches.
I know
At
exactly what
some-
time it is.
Well, Victor doesn't.
I'm sorry, Gary. I just like annoying you with keen mind.
He's
At
exactly
1:13
3 minutes
a.m.
late and
That's-
22 seconds.
At
And-
1:13 a.m., Clippius, Victor opens the door.
You're
What's
an
the
hour and
moon?
13 minutes late.
What?
Nothing.
And he
Hey Victor, is there anyone between us and the mirror?
no, but we have to pass by Ezek's room. So just be careful. He's intense.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, real quick, who of us actually needs to be in there?
Just Elvis.
That's because they're not me. That's why I'm not going in.
Just Elvis.
Well,
Well,
it's
that's
gonna
why
be
I gave her the
Elvis
pep
for
talk.
carrying the thing and casting enlarge reduce. Is Aretta going with the pass without trace?
Because otherwise Elpis has a +2.
Okay. Yes, actually, I think statistically that does improve their odds.
Because I
Yeah.
honestly
And
think
you
that
know what?
all of the others
In
of
which
us
case,
just need to stay back and not go in.
100% agreed. And
in
also,
which case, it would probably be best if. Sorry. In which case, it might be best if I carry the mirror. Elvis, you could, I suppose, hide. I don't know. I could probably outrun any guards. Do you have any way of doing something if you get caught?
I can make my way out. They don't usually
She can
don't
turn
look at
into a
lizards.
cat again.
The famous lizards of Barovia. Sorry.
Just don't turn into a raccoon. They might actually kill you.
Yeah, no, raccoons, they will eat anything and everything, including roots. I kind of glance at Aretta, confirming that she's not a raccoon. I do not know of the
Nice.
raccoon bullshittery, but I'm just double checking that she is in fact not a raccoon.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna roll an insight check. Am I picking up on the fact that she thinks I'm going to eat her?
I mean, your wisdom is your main
Maybe.
sense, and she hasn't been super subtle about it.
I'm a BR.
I'm just gonna roll a charisma check. Just to see. Oh my god.
Do you want higher or lower? Do you want to roll higher than his insight check or lower than it?
Rolls do its thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just like
Alright,
All
I
right,
guess
so let's wait for
stealth.
Tormax. Is Tormax kind of heading this operation up?
Is he? I thought the only people going in were Elvis and Aretta.
I don't know. He seemed to be masterminding it. But if you guys want to start, we can start. All right, let's go.
okay. Cast enhance ability because I do not
Cast
want
without
to
trace.
Hold on, let's wait for Colin to get back. He needs to see this.
Should I even roll?
No, that is a 10. That is currently a 10.
It is a 10.
Because technically you can't crit fail skill check.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, Brian.
Okay.
Maybe you should have cast enhance ability on that.
Yeah, maybe I should have cast enhance ability on Aretta. Honestly, that would have still given me a 17, I suppose. Good fucking lord.
17 is better than a 10, okay?
Yeah.
A 17, a 10, and a 29.
Listen, I don't trust me with
Elvis
dice either.
vanishes from the campaign, and Aretta...
Elvis only has a 19, and you'll know why very shortly.
God.
Ruh-roh.
Oh boy. I'm so excited for another jailbreak.
I mean, we needed a distraction.
All of a
Clearly.
sudden, screaming raccoons run through the house.
It only works the first time.
Because apparently Aretta's panic response is to release raccoons.
He's here.
Aw, the dumb babies have returned. Oh, sorry, there's
He's
only one.
here.
Colin,
Are you-
you'll be thrilled to know I would like... Hey, Colin, take a look at Aretta's stealth roll.
Okay.
I'm afraid. Oh, motherfucker.
So we open the door. Elpis lumbers inside. Aretta takes a step on the stairwell, breaks a hole in the stairwell, trips in the stairwell, hits her head, and immediately loses concentration on Pass
You have
Without
to punish
Trace.
yourself that harshly. It's technically a 10. If you want to, I'll give it to you, though.
Oh, good lord.
If you guys would like to create your own problems, I will not stop you.
I mean, that was basically the entirety of last session. I'm just saying. Puppy.
I think Elpis is on her own.
What we'll do, so you don't completely fuck the whole thing, is we will say you get in, you open the door, and immediately almost knock over a cabinet that has a bunch of dishes in it. Like, just sort of like displaying, like, just sort of like, you know, like fine china and stuff. And Elpis catches you. Right before, which hurts. Elpis, please take a, you're gonna make a concentration check for this, but
Ow.
take a point of damage from grabbing Aretta.
Oof. And let's see. Just regular con.
You're good.
I'm good.
I was so afraid you were gonna fail that too.
That would have been very funny.
And
Having Percy here is very relevant. This is
And
now
just-
stealthy.
yeah. And Aretta, you decide in light of that you are going to wait outside.
kind of give Areta as I'm kind of looking at the one of my punctured fingers. I'm just gonna give Areta a very awkward pat
It
on
hurts.
the shoulder.
Areta is very sharp.
I'll give a very awkward pat and just kind of shuffle further into the house.
Alright. So, despite the shenaniganery, Victor looks like his face went white when that happened.
I look back. Is the front door still open?
Yes.
I kind of like look at Victor, look at Tarmac, and I just go,
Kuvir is just gonna be like, oh. And he pats the stairs right next to him, because he's sitting down on the front stairs just waiting for you guys to come back, and he's like, take a seat, Areta.
prepares to summon Horse in case they are all arrested again.
I'm just sitting on the front steps. I'm not breaking any laws or doing anything. I haven't been told to leave, so I'm not trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
You guys probably shouldn't wait on the front steps. You would know that occasionally patrols of guards pass by.
Or like across the street somewhere, you know?
Yeah. Also,
hanging out.
I take it back. Ezek would not be in his room. Ezek would actually be out patrolling.
Oh
Or
yeah, because
more
the
likely-
night, technically,
more
like
like-
2 nights after this is when I run into him in the middle of the night and get
Yep.
arrested the second time.
Yep. More accurately, Ezek is actually... You guys probably would have, on your way here, especially this late at night, seen the very drunk Ezek, like, half slumped against, like, the fountain in the middle of town.
oh.
He looks fine. He's just drunk. Especially now that there's wine in town again. They delivered the shipment.
Nice.
All right, so
Okay, so good. Isaac's not
you
gonna be in
make
his
your
room.
so Ezek's not up there. You make your way. Victor guides you.
Mhm.
Where are you? You still upstairs?
I
Where's your
am-
token?
Here.
Oh, it was just off the screen for me. All right, so you guys head upstairs, and just because of the disaster that was downstairs, just make one more stealth check for me.
Is- Okay, 18.
Tarmac's pep talk echoes in your mind, and you remind yourself that yes, you are built for crime. And you follow Victor stealthily through. You can move your token through the house.
Sorry. It's very cursed right now because I have Roll20 on my vertical screen, so I'm just like,
Oh.
yes. What is horizontal vision?
And as you go in, you see that as you enter the room, you see the mirror. You see a reflection that looks like Stella there already.
Is that normal? Does she usually wait for you, or do you have to call her?
It's just like not usually. She must have seen some of our discussion. And she looks like she looks slightly distraught, and she's trying to get your guys' attention. Like she wants you to pay attention to her. And make a she mouths some words. Make me a what would be a good check for trying to lip read?
My gut reaction is perception.
Insight.
But
Perception. Make
it
me a-
could also be a perception intelligence.
I'm down for perception intelligence. I'm down for insight.
I think it's literally going to be the same for me no matter where. Insight. Yep, literally the same roll.
So after a few minutes, she eventually seems to have gotten across the point that there is someone shackled up in a nearby room.
I kind of
Listen, don't
point to, like,
kink
the
shame the
door.
Baron.
I point to
She's
the door
talking
behind
to
us,
the
like,
Baron's
towards the
son.
master
He really
bedroom.
doesn't need
Do
to
I,
know
like,
that.
Like, I'm asking her,
Very
like, if it's that room or like if it's attic.
You get that, like, she'll let you know when you're a little closer. Because you're gonna have to walk by. Like, she'll give you some guidance soon. But she just wants.
Yeah.
She's like, she seems concerned for them.
No, Elpis would not know what kinks are. I was running that through my head. It was like, no, she does not know what those are. I kind of look at Victor. Does your dad have shackles at home?
He's like, I don't know what you're talking
You guys
about.
have a dungeon?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
I mean, there is that. I do occasionally hear some noises there's a closet across from my room, but it also connects to my parents' bedroom, so I usually just assumed it was my mother doing something in the closet. Yeah, getting clothing in her closet, and they share a wall.
Oh, she was doing something in the closet, all right.
Hell yeah.
Don't tell the Baron.
Should we check that out, or we could just leave? I kind of point at the mirror.
I mean, I think we should just get the mirror out of here. We've made it by without anyone noticing so far.
Where is that, like, the closet that he was talking about by any chance? Oh, it's all the way over there.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with shackles on it on the map.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Is that the one that Cuvier was kept in? Second
No,
time?
Cuvier was kept in an actual dungeon.
The second time when Ezek arrested him, he took me to the Baron's Manor.
Oh yeah. This is where Cuvier was
Okay.
held the second time.
Sorry, where he will be held the second time.
Oh, future tense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, future Cuvier, who's locked in the room.
Past Cuvier.
Okay, I'm just gonna, like, replay what Tarmac told me. It's like, no, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. I'm gonna, like, ask Victor to, like, watch the door to his parents' room just in case, as I cast reduce on the mirror.
All right. So the spell still has a verbal component, right? So
Does the door look okay enough, or, like, I could still do it in the hallway? Like,
both the hallway and the room you're in have a door
Yeah.
that connects directly to their bedroom.
that's still connected. Shit.
They will get a perception check if you don't have a way to quiet. There's disadvantage because they're asleep.
I was gonna say
Can
it's
I-
disadvantage, and if you're just talking at a regular voice, because you don't have to
Yeah.
shout a spell.
Yeah.
No. Can I
Talking
try
at
from,
a-
like, is this is a washroom, right? Like, here?
I mean, you could try. They're still going to get the check.
Yeah.
To be within
but
range to cast the spell in the mirror, they're going to get a perception check.
I'm gonna, like, just Jimmy, like, basically peek from here so that if they do come from that door, I'm gonna grab the mirror and then hide in the washroom, hopefully get out the other door.
All right.
Just real quick, I would like to point out that I know this isn't the case, but on the map, it definitely looks like the Baron is sleeping in the bed and he just pushed his wife
Maybe
out
his
onto the
wife's-
ground.
That is awful.
No, that's canon.
So you ready? Just make a stealth check for me. Oh wait, did you make a second stealth check? You did. You already made your second stealth check. All right. So you cast Enlarge Reduce. You hold your breath.
Have one.
You don't. And No one else is. Victor holds his breath, and there seems to be. You just hear snores from the previous room.
Alright, we're good. I'm gonna gently, like both hands still, like kind of pick it up.
Yep. So all right, so you pick it up.
Yeah.
You can carry it now. It's only like 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm. I have a strength of 10. I'm like, it's fine. I won't be able to like run comfortably with this thing though.
Yeah. And you're just gonna make your way straight back out of the manor?
Yeah, Tarmac told me to stick to the plan, so I'm sticking to the plan.
All right. So you guys take the mirror out of the manor. You encounter no further difficulties. And you all meet back out front across the street from the manor. Elpis now has the mirror. And Victor is with you guys.
This also lasts 1 minute.
Yeah. You guys should probably get moving.
Yeah, by the time it probably, like, I cross the street, I only have a few seconds left.
Yeah, she's like...
I'm gonna set it down.
The mirror expands.
Okay, so now it's... And I'm like... one mirror. Is Stella still
It's like, as you walked by the door, Stella, like, you did notice, like, you did feel a chill, like, pass through, like, sort of pass through you from the side down the hallway.
down where, like, the shackled room
When
is?
you passed this hallway,
Yeah.
you felt a chill.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm gonna, like, give the charm back to Tarmac. It's like, yeah, so I did it. There's also a shackled person in the house. That
I'm sorry, what?
Stella, I point to the mirror. Stella's talking about how there's someone shackled in the upstairs room.
I mean, they must
muted,
have a
Colin.
good reason to lock people in an upstairs room for very legitimate reasons. I mean, it's the Baron at all, so we should probably leave him.
I really wanted to look at it, but mirror, more important.
Colin, if you said something, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. I was absolutely talking. I was like, let's go. Good job. First of all, great job. You did amazing in there. I saw how you caught Aretta. You nailed it. You're gonna need to give that good luck charm back now.
As you say you nailed it, I just pull out like the thorn from one of my hands. Yeah.
Armac takes it back because he doesn't want her to realize that it's fake. And then says, "Why don't we go ask her more questions about that over with Lady Wachter?"
So maybe we don't ask about that in front of her, considering she's
maybe
barely
before.
willing to trust this.
Ask about what?
The
person
lady.
shackled in the house.
Person shackled in the house that Stella told us about.
Why would we even bring that up in front of Lady Wachter? She has nothing to do with it.
She knows.
I don't think she needs to know.
Yeah.
Should I cast a spell again? Like, can someone just lift this as is?
Me and Aretta got it. We can just two-man carry.
I'm also gonna assume you guys brought like a blanket or something, so you're not suspiciously carrying a very valuable mirror through the streets.
I take
Yeah,
out
we have
the
Elpis' sheet.
Help us a
I
sheet.
have the
Yep.
sheet. Yeah, I'm gonna just like drape it over.
Alright. Let's go. And we
Yeah.
bring it to Lady Wachter's residence.
All right. So you guys sneak around. You see the the slightly, what is it? Sleazy gentleman that you caught listening to your conversation behind the fireplace previously, waiting for you outside.
Ernst.
Larnack.
I mean, we're like
And-
10 feet outside of the residence. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Stupid barrier is up.
And he motions for you guys to come around towards the back of the house with the mirror. And he's like, just give me a moment. I'll go fetch Lady Vocta. He goes. A few minutes later, comes back with Lady Vocta, who is definitely less put together than you're used to seeing her. She just looks very tired. So, interestingly, as you bring the mirror, currently Stella's reflection is not on it. However, as she's like, let me look at this mirror for a moment, and spends a few minutes investigating it. Before just sort of like nodding to herself and was like, I see. Well, are you going to summon her? She looks to Victor, who she glares at Victor more accurately, who does not make eye contact, and casts something on the spell, and the mirror, and Stella appears.
Wait, question, because this could be very important. Did she lower the protections to the house? Because would it not work if she hadn't done that?
No, this
outside
is
of the
currently
house.
outside of the barriers, like outside the borders of the property.
Yeah, we're around back.
Yeah.
We did this so that she wouldn't have to go and do that.
Sorry, I just missed the part where we were outside. I thought we went in.
No worries.
We went around the back.
So like, she's like out there in a bathrobe, not like in a bathrobe, but she has like several long layers on over whatever she was sleeping in. She looks very cold.
Curler's still in, smoking a cigarette.
Basically, yeah. And so she actually motions for all of you to step back a little to give her some privacy. With Stella, maybe 5-10 minutes pass before she looks at all
What
of
are they
you.
talking about? 'Cause I'll be listening in that whole time.
It basically just seems like Lady Vocta is trying to establish that this is indeed Stella, and Stella isn't really responding verbally, but
From Lady Vocta's reaction, you can tell that
Lady
she's
Vocta's
having a
reactions, you're
conversation.
getting yes.
Okay.
Lady Vocta also at some point does appear to cast some magic, and the conversation, and then she stops talking for a moment, but seems to have communicated with Stella at least briefly using something else. But yeah, after doing that for a while, Lady Vocta returns to all of you. She's like, very, very well. If you return in the morning, I will ensure that the basement is cleared out so that we may perform any necessary rituals there. I, however, think the mirror must remain here for now. It's the only way I can communicate with my daughter, and I believe that it may be able to play a part in getting her back.
Well, in all fairness, I don't think we're going to be able to sneak it back into the house right now, so...
We technically could.
No, it will stay here for now. And she tells Ernst to go fetch another servant to help her bring it inside.
And
I'm not will it work inside?
It won't
looking
work
towards
inside,
Clivius.
but when she takes down the barrier, it will.
Lady Vocta does not respond to anything you guys are saying about this.
Oh, I assume that she already took it inside.
No, she's out there with you guys still listening as this conversation is happening.
Can I Can I make an insight check? Because I'm just like, is this the reaction of a mother who's just seen like their child again? This is more specifically for me as well.
Make an insight check.
He's like, is
So there's definitely a part she does seem relieved, like she's convinced she's talking to Stella. That has nothing to do with why she wants to keep the mirror. You're pretty sure that those are two separate things.
It's a magic mirror. It's money and power.
Tarmac is going to step forward and say...
Clippius, you would recognize her having casted Identify on the mirror at the beginning. Like, that was the first thing she did before she had Victor do anything to it.
Gotcha.
Can I like take Victor aside for a quick second? Because I'm just like, hey, didn't you say that like that mirror is really valuable, right? Is that like a family thing? Like
probably. I don't
family.
care. She can keep it.
I guess. Didn't you say there was someone else in there?
It was connected to something else. I didn't quite. I honestly, I was focused on other things. I never explored it.
You don't think your mother might be pissed if her mirror that lets her talk to something else suddenly vanished?
Oh, I don't think my mother knows that this is anything more than a mirror.
How confident are you?
Very. She lives in her own little world.
And
I'm
father?
not fit. He knows nothing about magic.
Hey, Clippius,
You've seen him, he's a fool.
Would you think a mirror like that would be able to communicate outside of Barovia?
It's certainly possible.
I never could. Oh, I never tried anything like that.
You'd probably have to know who
Because
you were trying to contact, to be
alternative
fair.
would be the mirror was connected to somebody in Barovia.
Well, it's also able to contact somebody within the ethereal plane. So
It could have been a
it's-
spirit.
yeah, it could be somebody who's no longer part of the living. It could be a disjointed soul. It could truly be anything.
Hey Victor, did you ever see who it was originally connected to?
No, like I said, I didn't even know it had any properties until I saw Stella in it.
Sort of kind of unrelated to the rest of this, Tarmac would step up to Lady Voctor.
She looks to you.
Lady Voctor, and I would not say this if I did not think it were of the utmost necessity. We still need to be able to speak with Stella to finish this.
That
and
is fine. You will have access to the mirror to speak with Stella.
We can't do so beyond the border of your property.
Have you tried? This blocks the presence. I don't believe this would block the connection to the mirror.
Let's carry it a few feet and test that.
It has already been carried inside.
Mm-hmm.
It has? I would have...
If you'd stopped before this had happened, she's like,
Yeah.
all right. Very well.
Okay.
You bring it in closer, and it seems that you are still indeed able to maintain the communication with Stella via the mirror. Because Stella is not physically here.
Yeah, it's a communication mirror. It's not like...
Yeah, sorry, just to clarify, because I just got a question about this while Tom was here. Victor is saying that he didn't even know this mirror was magical until something happened to Stella, and he was able to set it up to reliably connect to Stella, but he doesn't know what or who it was connected to before, and hasn't really tried to figure that out at all.
Please tell me this is just a Strahd communication device and he's been talking to the parent's wife.
That would be pretty funny.
Are you kidding? It's Strahd. It's just as likely to be just the Baron.
True.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I have no objections to her taking it then.
Oh, Melly, did you roll your... Okay. Victor seems to be being truthful about this. But yeah,
Listen, I think we've established Victor doesn't know shit.
he just has way more power than he probably should, and a lich's
Victor-
book.
Literally is a level 5 character who put $500 into a mobile game and doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I keep somehow ending up on a map with Maurice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This I brought you guys to Wachter House. You're in
okay.
Wachter House.
This is just the ghost of Maurice.
Yes.
It jump
Yes,
scared me a little bit.
Holy shit, guys. Maurice is in the mirror.
Oh no!
No,
Oh,
Hadar's in
God.
the mirror.
Honestly, I'm less afraid of that than Maurice being in the mirror.
That's fair,
Oh my
actually.
god.
He did try to betray Hadar.
He did.
All right, I say we go inside because I need follow-ups on the man shackling.
So, I actually think this is a wonderful place to call the session for tonight.
That's fair.